I'm just expecting to hear sudden honking. Anyway, welcome back to Isfjell. We are currently a goose-free zone, I believe.
For now.
Maybe. Now. All right, so before we get going, does anyone have any announcements, requests, things they want to say?
I was attacked by a goose and I'm severely traumatized.
Okay.
My husband decided to download Geese on my computer.
Don't put geese on loved ones' computers. It's a dangerous task.
Yeah. Marriage seems to be going well.
Yes. So, before I get going with the recap, just want to say that if you're looking for more tabletop games to watch, we have... Well, is Black Death on this week?
To the best of my knowledge, yes. We have to take care of Plague Girl over there.
Okay. I'm not sure I want to know at this point.
She
it's the terrifying world.
Yeah, she has the plague, but that's okay.
I wonder how I got the plague. Damn.
I believe it's the rats.
The rats.
Please.
But you probably don't know that yet.
No, I have a giant carrot on my neck right now, so
that helps.
Yeah, you'll be fine then. You've got your carrots.
Just put some posy in your shirt and it'll ward it off. You're good.
Yes. Yeah. So that's on Tuesdays, I believe, at
8 Eastern.
8 Eastern,
yes, ma'am.
Which is otherwise known as very late GMT. And Bova, tell us what's going on there with our friends in the other channels.
So on Monday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, we have on Concentration Check, so twitch.tv/concentration check, Garden of Eden, which is a sci-fi themed 5e campaign. It's a lot of fun. There's all kinds of cybernetic augments and mechs and fun stuff. I have a transforming imp, which is pretty sweet.
Okay. And I think that's everything for announcements. Unless I'm missing something.
I guess Party Foul on Saturday is still going strong. So.
I guess.
after us.
After us, yes. Over on Andari's channel. But yes, so last week on Isfjell, our heroes, I think heroes is questionable at the moment after some of the actions of last week. Our protagonist travelled back from the Northern Ice back through Azelfjord and Trellbro, meeting up with some familiar faces along the way, and arrived back in Solensby, Iris' previous home, to find it in the grip of a severe snowstorm, drifts of snow piled high, which they surmise was possibly connected to the snow fairy that they had left there previously. Things in the town were a little odd. Aldous went to visit the potion maker Felix and his friend Elanthrus, and found that things were odd. Strange potions were being made. Potions that she'd also seen in Trellbro. But while she was having a little browse through wizard's spellbooks and trying to get her hands on some new magic, Kressara decided to adopt the previously mentioned Snow Maiden Olwen as her daughter. A move that was considered debatable by some members of the party. But then things took a sudden and quite tragic turn as there was a slight misunderstanding at the wizard's cottage, which ended up with everything being smashed, Elanthrus the drow being dead, and a bear in the house. But things were smoothed over, although there is now a wizard out there who is possibly not your biggest fan. But with matters smoothed over, the party continued southwards towards Ulfborg, because they are taking the Earl of Trellborough to the King's Court, to, as he's been called to. It's a slight detour because they have other business on hand. They received news that there's something strange going on, some darkness stirring in the forest. And of course, they still do have a scavenger hunt and some giants' castles to visit. But now we pick up as the flying boat, the Cloudmaiden, is heading down through the night towards Ulfborg. On board are our 5 heroes, eldest it being currently sleeping and resting following a traumatic day yesterday. And you see, crouched above her sleeping form, you see Sindri, her familiar, hissing and spitting at anyone who gets too close to her and eyeing you up, taking measurements, judging the amount of meat on your bones. The Earl and his 2 sort of companion guards sat to one side on the boat, with a gift to the High King sat on the ground before them, and perched towards the prow of the boat and wrapped in this large length of dragon skin is Olwen, your adopted daughter, Kressara's adopted daughter. Also aboard we have Kressara's sister, Amalia, who is not that keen on Olwen. She sat at the opposite end of the boat, just fiddling with it, looking to be like just doing a little bit of net making as she goes. As she's blind, the view is not much for her to appreciate, sadly. For the rest of you, you can see the stars in the sky above, and beneath you, you can see the waters of Lake Border as you pass above it, followed by rocks and mountains. And then, as the sun starts to rise off in the east, Ulfborg comes into view, and you can see houses and buildings strung out along the shore of Lake Attribution. It's at least 5 times the size of Trellborough, with much larger buildings and much more varied buildings as well. You see sort of different styles, mostly wooden, a few different types, and a large number of boats drawn up in the harbour, which is unfrozen because you're a little bit further south here. So you can see long Isfjellian raiding ships, but drawn up alongside them you can see some other styles of vessels. There's fishing boats, and there's a couple of larger trading ships that Ira you'd recognise as a style you've seen plying you can't plough the sea, plying their trade between Isfjell, Varnek, Keldis, and the lands further south, like Chorus. Similar to the boats and the style of boat in which you would have originally come towards Isfjell for an unfortunate accident. So as the sun is rising, you see Ulfborg coming into view. And really the question here is, how much of a stir would you like to cause with the arrival of a flying boat? No?
I'll leave that up to the captain, Kressara.
Oh, me.
Actually, Aldous is flying, so or is Ira flying? I forgot who was flying.
I
think Ira was flying
I
last
think
time.
Ira was flying. Yeah, sorry, Ira.
In which case, I want to. Oh. Hello. Okay, there we go. Ira was flying, in which case she would want to make as little of an impact as possible.
Okay, so where, in which case, are you aiming to land a large flying ship? Are you flying it sort of into the town itself, or are you going to stop before you get to Ulfborg?
Is there a good river? Oh no. Yeah, I'll just fly into the harbor, but be as like casual about it as possible.
Okay. I am not going to make you roll anything for this because there is like you casually fly your boat down out of the sky.
Yeah, you know.
Into the harbour of Ulfborg. And as you fly in, all of you will see as everyone around the harbour stops what they are doing and stares. You see people fishing off the boats, just staring up as this descends from the sky. And there's this sort of long pause as everyone just freezes in what they're doing. And then someone yells out, "Raiders!"
Yeah. Yep. Figured as much.
Sky Raiders!
Oh.
Someone get a weapon! Someone! We're being attacked!
So we're in the harbor, right?
You fly down as your boat touches down into the harbour. A few people start running to get weapons, and you hear general clamour as Ulfborg springs into life.
Torvald's going to use thaumaturgy and project his voice down towards where the calamity is, and he's going to say as loud as possible, "This is Torvald from Trellbro. We come in peace."
As amongst all the chaos in the crowd, one man leans up and goes, "From Trellbro!" And the Earl strides to the rail of the boat and leans over and goes, "Yes, I am Sigurd Sigmundsson of Trellbro, and I am here to see your king." And these are my retinue. And this is my boat.
This is what?
And he leans over to Kressara and goes, "Please, can we just for one day pretend this is my boat?"
It will cost you, but we'll discuss matter of payments or favors afterwards. But by all means, call our ship yours for the day.
Thank you. You've no idea how much credit that will get me if they think I own a flying boat.
It'll get us a lot of credit as well.
Yes, it will. So you have arrived in Ulfborg, and the panic dies down as they realize that you are Isfjellian, but the surprise and the curiosity is growing. More doors are opening, people are coming out and pointing to the boat and saying, "It was flying, I swear, it was flying." And someone goes, "You're still drunk. There's no way that was flying. Boats don't fly." I mean, I've seen dragons fly, I've seen
elephants fly.
Elephants fly.
Pigs.
I ain't never seen a boat
fly. I ain't never seen an elephant fly.
Wait, no, we just established we've seen elephants fly. Look, with enough application of wizards, anything is possible. Yes, but the Earl sort of brushes down his clothes and goes, "Well, could I borrow a little more of your time?"
What do you need?
I need He looks back to his two motley companions, Eric and Dave. Their fate is sealed. And goes, I need a little bit of a more impressive retinue of warriors to ensure that my standing doesn't slip with the other earls or the king himself. Don't suppose I could convince the four of you just for this morning for about an hour or so just to come along with me and look bloodthirsty?
We don't have a lot of time. We've got some things we've got to take care of. And we got to get out of here.
Well, if you're busy, I suppose you don't have to. It would do Trailbro standing in Isfjell a whole lot of good. They tend to look down on us a little as being remote savages.
How much does it pay?
And you want us to look bloodthirsty, so we don't look like savages.
The Earl sort of scratches his head for a minute. You might have a point there. Actually, you know what? Stay here. Stay here. That is a very good point. I take it all back. Don't go anywhere near the High King's Hall. Whatever you do.
I might want to meet him.
No. I've changed my mind.
Maybe they'd like to meet Olwen.
Oh, perhaps I could meet.
She could go along with them. That would be charming.
Olwen, would you like to meet the High King?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Oh, you can take my daughter with you to meet the High King.
Do I have to?
She really wants to meet the king. Torvald could perhaps use a break, so yes.
Fine.
But if anything happens to her,
You'll kill me. I get the picture. Look, I'll look after your daughter for the morning. Thank you very much for the usage of your ship, and he hands you over the purse of gold as agreed. Hopefully one of you can remember what was agreed.
15 gold.
Yes.
No, it was 1,500 gold.
1,500.
Yeah, 1,500.
It was 1,500 gold.
You do know that these episodes are recorded.
You do know that I have the ability to edit
It was
those.
1,500.
You hear the recording and it goes, I will pay you 1,500,000 gold. It doesn't sound like my voice. It doesn't sound like something I'd say.
You really should quit trying to do the accents and male voices, Tiz. It just doesn't sound quite right.
Sounds robotic for some reason. Like text-to-speech. Don't know why. It does.
Who knows? Hey, I've not heard your attempts at my voice, though. It's hard. Anyway, yes. Where was I? I got distracted.
We just got paid.
Yeah,
Yes,
just got paid.
you just got paid. Yes, you just got paid. And the Earl heads off in the direction of the grandest building up the road in Ulfborg. You can see the crowd sort of parting, whispering as he passes. You hear, that's the Earl of Troublebro. That's a nice boat of his. Never seen anything like that before. As the Earl strides up, followed by Olwen, still wrapped in one piece of dragon skin, which keeps it's like an insulation blanket for the world. Well, the four of you are standing now on the harbour of Ulfborg, and people are still looking at you. You see one child slip through the crowd and scurry up and just lay a hand flat on the side of your boat.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Nothing. It was a dare.
What did a dare do?
No, I'm a dare.
It was a dare.
I saw you do it. Adair didn't do it.
It looks
Dare
like
didn't.
what happened when he touches the boat.
You best be getting along then.
And he scurries off. But I hear mutterings of, well, who the hell is that? I know those people. I know, yeah. I've seen a couple of them folks. I don't know the guy. I don't know that guy on the end. He could be anyone. But I recognise that dwarf. I bought a helmet from him once. But yeah.
Torvald's gonna walk up to someone and ask them where to find some merchants.
Merchants? Well, you've got general shipping and trading supplies there. There's a couple of boats just drawn up down a bit further down the harbour from further afield. A big trading vessel from down south. There's a few shops up that street. You know, herbalist, furriers, barrel maker, a cooper. That's what you call one of those. All that sort of stuff. Depends what you're looking for.
Do you know where we can get some more exotic goods?
Yeah, the trading ship just pulled up a bit further down there. That's your best bet for exotic goods. But I know you go, the Carissian folk, they'll squeeze you for every gold penny you've got. They are a mercenary bunch.
Well, I'm a dwarf, so I'm not too worried.
If there's anyone who can get a winning deal over a Carissian, it's a dwarf. So, no offense.
Thanks for the information.
Yeah. So, yes, nice boat, by the way.
Thank you very much.
How does it fly?
What do you mean, fly? What are you talking about?
Oh, never mind. I must have been seeing things. He sort of awkwardly edges away, like he's just a bit confused by this entire event and not entirely convinced it wasn't just very strong alcohol.
That's exactly how it flies. Very strong alcohol.
The rest, you've not left Trellborough from the beginning. Like, you're still in, and you know, Solensby. You're still in episode 1. You just got drunk in Solensby, and this has all been an Isfjellian alcohol-induced dream.
That explains so much.
Yeah, so Torvald, you're heading along to look for exotic goods. Are the rest of you going with him?
Yeah, I'll go with him.
Adair's going to offer to stay on the boat because he doesn't like cities. He really doesn't like cities.
Yeah, this is a lot. You thought Trellborough was hectic and chaotic. This place is a nightmare.
I'll just stay here and look after Aldous since she's resting.
Aldous will stay and off to, look after the boat and keep you company. She seems a little down at the moment. still a little perturbed by what happened to her yesterday.
Well, I think that's a good idea. We'll be back soon.
Ira, are you going along or staying?
She'll go.
All right. So, you head along the harbour front, past sort of several typical Isfjellian boats. Did you see one of the boats you saw when you were flying in? This much taller, sort of at least two decks above the water, three masts. This large trading vessel. Sort of quite nicely decorated with a little bit of painted decoration around the top of the sides, and written in sort of swirling, elegant letters on the side. You see the Star of Morning, just elegantly decorated along the side, and beneath it, tacked up a little banner: "Exotic goods on sale. Inquire within."
That sounds interesting.
We should probably get some supplies to see something that might help us. We're probably going to get into a few scraps, if I had to guess.
I believe you're right. What do you say we check this one out and see if there's something interesting?
They might be interested in our dragon parts as well.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so as you gathering sort of down at the foot of this gangplank, someone waves at you from the top, and you see a man in Isfjell has this rather extravagant clothing. There's various colours. There's silk-lined coat, with bright red lining, a rather snazzy blue colour, embroidered collar, and a hat with the most ridiculous selection of feathers from it. And we've got, peacock feathers and brightly coloured feathers of birds you've never seen or heard of. And seeing you coming, he goes, "Welcome." I shouldn't clap near a microphone. Don't do that.
Torvald's gonna lean into Ira, kind of almost whispering in her ear. Why don't you take the lead on this? You've got some experience with trading, don't you?
Yes, I do. Hello.
Hello. What can I do for you today? My name is Captain Actaea Silveo, and this here is the Star of Morning, bringing you all manner of goods that you could ever dream of.
Well, I can dream of quite a few things, Captain Matt, so I hope that's an exciting outcome.
Well, you're here to buy? You're here to sell?
How about a little bit of both?
All right. Well, come aboard. We'll get some tea and we can discuss prices and items.
Sure.
Because this is no common shop. We don't deal here in barrels of fish and bales of rope. Here we sell all manner of magical and unusual items.
Yes, well, that's what we're hoping to sell as well. So I think we can find a good deal.
Yeah, come aboard. He beckons you up the gangplank.
Ira will take the lead on that.
Onto his boat. And leads you in through a door into a small but elegantly decorated cabin. We've got swathes of silks hanging around the windows. It's a little over-decorated, if anything. And there's a table in the middle and some chairs dotted around. He motions you to the chairs and then claps his hands together, not near a microphone. And then a moment later, a tea tray comes floating through the air and down onto the table, bringing with it a pot and several cups. The teapot lifts up and seems to be pouring it itself. The perceptive among you. Torvald, you're a very perceptive. Although I believe you're the perceptive
18
one.
perceptive, indeed.
Okay. You notice that as this is happening, you see sort of Captain Sylvia just twiddling his fingers sort of back and forth underneath the table. As the teapot appears to be pouring itself.
That's a pretty nice trick you got there.
Well, makes life a little easier. Isn't that what magic's for?
I don't really use it that way, but to each his own.
There is no point having skills if you don't use them. It's just wasting them otherwise. But,
My skills are more, I would say, aggressive.
well, that seems typical around these parts.
It happens when you got to fight dragons.
You fight dragons. Right, well, I've never met anyone who's fought a dragon before.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Did you win?
What do you think?
That's even a question to ask him.
Well, seeing as you're still standing here, I would presume yes.
Very perceptive of you.
I am moderately perceptive.
Apparently I am too. Adair making fun of me for having 18 perception. Not everyone can be observant.
Well, anyway, so you said you were here to buy and sell, Mr. Sorry, I didn't get your names.
Name's Torvald. I'm from Trellerbro. It's nice to meet you.
A pleasure to meet you. And these two beautiful ladies?
Kressara.
Honor is mine, Kressara. And
Ira.
have we met?
Are you familiar with the Stratus family?
You're a Stratus.
Yes. Yes.
Ah, yes. I think we have met.
Most
You remember
likely.
the summer ball about 5 years back?
5 years.
5 years? Maybe it was longer.
If it was longer than 3 years ago, I was still aboard ships, so likely yes.
It's the parties tend to blur into one another, but
Yes, of course.
what brings the Stratus this far north there?
I've actually been this far north for a while. I've just been exploring Isfjell and what it has to offer.
Well, yes. I do remember. It's your, your sort of motions to her general blueness. Not without sort of.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to put it into words, but indicating her ironess.
Yes. Are any of my family in town?
Yeah, no. Full Sails seems to have cut down on their northern operations as of late. But they were striking out for Albrecht as their main trade port last time I heard. I'd rather won most of the contracts there. But
Okay. Wonderful. Sounds
they're
good. Thank
very
you.
much still some of our main competitors, in fact.
Yes. Sorry. I'm not here to try to compete, I assure you.
No, it's not. I trust you. You seem honest. You seem honest.
Yes. One of the more honest of my family, yes.
Hey! Look, didn't want to cast aspersions on the Strata's name.
You're fine. I understand. Yes. And what do you have to offer today?
Oh, yes. Sorry. Catching up with
Yes, it's okay.
things. Well, let's see. Depends what you're after. I've got all manner of exotic curiosities here. I've got, well, if you're trying to, do a little bit of hunting up in the mountains, especially in snowy conditions or stuff, I've got a pair of boots that will help fool anything else out there. You can leave all manner of other tracks and trails behind you with these. A little niche, though, maybe. Maybe not for you. Any of you with a flair for the dramatic? No?
Depends on what it is.
Torvald just looks over at Kressara like,
A
I
cloak.
want to see what it is.
A cloak guaranteed to turn heads. I call it the ever-billowing cloak. Where, no matter the weather, it will billow out behind you in truly impressive fashion.
How much is that?
That is 50 gold pieces.
50. Ooh, okay. Wonderful.
I prefer to turn people's heads with my hammer.
Well, in that
It's quite
case,
effective.
let's see. I've got a selection of magic hats of varying types.
Oh, you could start a collection.
Yes, this I have one that will change into any hat you would desire it to appear as. And he
Do you
taps the
have
hat
anything more practical than
and
that?
just it shrinks down and turns into like a little woolly like beanie, and then expands outwards into this glorious feather-topped hat again.
I've got a hat that can let me breathe underwater. You got anything to top that?
A practical man. Well, just as this hat can be any hat, I have a hat that can be worn on any head.
I want to see you try this one on.
No. This one can make you look like anyone.
Let me put that on.
It requires a little time to, I believe, to get used to your head. It's
Wait, hold on here. This could be useful.
I call it the hat of disguise. I know, I'm not the most inventive of names. But yes, it will require you to wear it for about an hour before it starts working. For some reason, that seems to be the way many things work.
So will it make me look like whoever I want to look like?
Yes.
So if I want to look like short stuff here, I could look identical to him.
There's a 1 foot margin on height, I'm afraid. So you'd have to be a slightly taller version of him, I think.
How much is it?
This one is a bargain at only 600 gold pieces.
She drops it onto the table. No, thank you.
No? Look, it is a hat of many, many applications.
What
Anyway,
would you give me for 15 gold and a broken hand?
Let's see. We're more talking about. I do have this hat which is on sale at the moment. I can probably give you that for 15 gold. It's a magic wizard's hat that conjures animals.
If what?
It conjures animals.
Can you pull a badger out of it?
No, it only does rats and frogs. And yeah, it's a bargain.
I'll give you 3 gold pieces for it.
Oh, come on, it's not that much of a bargain. It's worth more than that in parts alone.
How many people have asked about it? I'll give you 4 gold pieces. And
Make me-
2 gold pieces.
Make me a persuasion check, please, Kressara.
Oh, come on, please. I want those frogs.
What are you gonna do? Feed him to Baby Yoda?
Yes. Persuasion. 14.
6 gold. And it's yours.
Done. And hands over 6 gold.
There you go.
So I have a hat that does what now?
You have a hat of vermin.
Hat gives vermin. Perfect.
It has 3 charges, and you can use an action to spend the charge to summon a frog, a rat, or a bat. And that is about. You do not have control of the summoned creature. It just is.
Yes, thank you, Lord.
You see a look of relief on his face as he agrees and passes it over to you and counts the gold. Because I wish you much joy of it.
You don't realize the joy you've just given me.
All right, why don't we get to the good stuff?
Oh yes, I also have one more in my magic hat collection.
Enough with the hats already.
It's
All right.
this is more of a helmet.
All right. What is it?
This helmet allows you to speak many languages. It is a very useful device for anyone who travels a lot. You can speak any language and comprehend any language that you wish.
What about animals?
No, not animals. Just languages, like all the languages, the myriad of languages in the world. You could speak to Draconic. You can speak Elven, Dwarvish, Halfling, Gnomish. All the languages you could desire. Speak to beasts of air and earth. Commune with the Fae. Speak to angels and demons, should you wish.
And how much is it on sale?
I'm afraid this one is not on sale. This is a very premium item for the global traveler. It's 500 gold pieces.
Could be useful. Perhaps we could work out a trade.
Yes. Have you got some goods that you think I might be interested in?
Well, you said you didn't want any barrels of fish. How about barrels of dragon?
Dragon?
Aye, dragon. Dragon
What?
hide, claws.
Okay, color me interested here. What color of dragon?
It was a white dragon.
And barrels of the stuff, you say?
Aye.
Well, I'd have to see it before making any kind of actual arrangement, but this definitely sounds intriguing. How are we talking a whole dragon's worth of hide here?
Pretty much.
Minus a couple pieces. She leans over to Torvald. We should probably keep Olwen wrapped in what she's in.
Agreed.
And do you have any claws or teeth as well?
Aye, we do.
And bones?
Yes.
Huh.
I think we kept the bones. Yeah, we kept We kept all the questionable items as well. Then we have like a barrel of pieces.
Would you like to try some dragon jerky? I'll hand over a piece of dragon jerky.
It's sort of cold on your tongue. I can see this fetching a pretty price.
Aye, keeps your breath nice and fresh.
Yeah, but the cost of transporting it may dig into profits. If we're talking most of a dragon's worth of hide, plus bones, claws, teeth, and throwing some of this amazing jerky, 2,000 gold pieces?
I think 3,000 sounds fair, yeah.
2,000, I said.
Oh, I thought I misunderstood.
Well,
What about
Surely you wouldn't
2,000?
offer some.
What about 2,000 in the Cape?
You know what? Deal.
Yes.
2,000 gold pieces and a cape of billowing.
Yes, that sounds perfect.
What sort of magic potions or items do you have that would keep cold on the inside?
On the inside, I don't really have so much for that. It's not a common issue. I do have a couple more bits and bobs if you're interested. I will have to send, of course, someone over to view your dragon parts, but consider at the moment that you have, well, depending on how much you want in gold and how much you want in store credit, I'm happy to exchange it 1-for-1 for items or for proper good Carisian stamped gold pieces. All of a good weight.
Do you have any diamonds by any chance?
Yes. I've got a couple of diamonds. The ones every good mage wants diamonds. So.
How much are those?
Well, depends on what grade of diamond you're interested in here. We sell different sizes of them. We've got some of you about 500 gold diamonds, 500 gold diamonds, 1,000 gold diamonds. It all depends on what grade of diamond and what you're interested in this for. Is this for jewelry purposes, or is this,
What about
magical
something in the 150 range?
I could probably find you something like that. Yes. 150 diamond. Yep.
4 of them if you could. I also have these for trade, and he's going to hand over a bunch of other gemstones that are there's like rubies and
he rattles them around in his hand. Give me a sec just to let's see, cost these up. I mean, they're not really in the diamond sort of range, but it probably comes to about we've probably got about 250's worth here, thereabouts.
Why don't
How's
we
that
say all those for 2 diamonds? What do you say?
Make me a persuasion check, Torvald.
Thunder,
That's
help
what
me.
I
Oh god, that is 6.
No. I'll give you 1 diamond as some change for all those.
Fine. All right.
So was that 4 diamonds total?
Yeah, 4 diamonds total.
Fair. Yep. Plus those gems. Any of these other goods you're interested in? I've also got a few more bits and bobs. I've got candles that burn underwater. I have a no, this is probably a bit beyond your price range. You see him pull out this large silver bowl engraved with patterns of swirls and weavings of squid and octopus around the rim. He gets
What's
it out
that you
and
got there?
a little bit beyond your price range, I think, actually, on second thought.
Bring it back. Bring it back. We want to see it.
This is a bowl for commanding the elements of water. It's a very powerful magical item, but unless you have about 4,000 gold pieces going spare,
We have a lot of dragon.
you don't have quite that much dragon.
You'd be surprised.
Maybe get another dragon and then you can have this.
We have quite a lot of dragon, and you have quite a few unbroken bones.
Oh, whoa. Is that a threat?
Of course not.
It wasn't.
Good.
Negotiations.
It wasn't.
What does this bowl do exactly?
It commands elementals.
Give me a description.
As I said, it is a little beyond your price range, I believe. It allows you to draw and summon and command the power of an element of water. But as I said, you can afford it unless you go and kill another dragon.
Torvald, could this
Aye.
not be beneficial? If we could control water elementals, anything, wouldn't that help us?
Are you talking about your little pet there?
Huh? She's ice. My daughter is ice. This is water. This is different. Could it not help us sail our ship?
Possibly. It's a little out of our price range, though. We're better off getting that helmet.
And and final item on offer, a mystery key.
A mystery key.
I
A
like the
mystery
sound of
key
that.
Could be anything.
I
It could
love
be
that.
A mystery key.
Yes.
It's a surprising mystery key. I don't know what it unlocks, but it might unlock anything.
Including another key.
Cool.
We should get the mystery key. How much do you want for the mystery key?
The mystery key, just 150 for the mystery key.
You could just throw it in with everything else for all of the dragon that we're giving you. We are going to get the language helm.
Oh, you want the language? Yes.
You could
Oh,
throw the mystery key in as a bonus item. My daughter is an ice maiden. I'll let you meet her.
Make me a persuasion check.
Come on, we have kids. Use them. That's a nat 20. I'm
Okay.
going to use my camera and prove it. Look. Look at that. Oh, yeah.
That looks like an 8 from this angle. Okay, I'll throw it in for 50 gold.
We have a mystery key.
Okay, so let's see. 4 diamonds, 1 helmet, 1 mystery key, 1 cloak of billowing. You've got 1,000 credit left in the store. Would you like that in cash? Would you like to leave that in store credit? Or would you like to...
Do you have a bag we could use to carry a lot of stuff?
You want a special bag? I presume not an ordinary bag here. We're talking bags of holding.
Oh, I already have
that's what they're
one,
called.
Torvald.
That's what they're called. I've got a couple here.
Did you get a
Depends.
bag of holding?
I have a bag of
Withholding?
withholding.
Yeah, I don't want those shenanigans. Screw that.
Oh, but it's so much fun, and it's a constant reminder of how wonderful 4 is.
For another 500, I can sell you this premium gnomish made bag of. It's branded and everything. Proper genuine bag of holding. None of that knockoff stuff. you want to be careful with knockoff bags of holding. They can do all sorts of strange things.
Aye, we know.
Yes, I came across one that took your hand right off. It's dangerous things.
Well,
Dangerous
thankfully ours is just a little moody. But if we need something, I don't want to be having to mess with it.
Yes, would you like this? Throw this in? Genuine?
400 gold, you said.
3.
500, I said.
3.
No!
We don't want it for free. Don't be ridiculous, Kressara. We just want
We're
for
buying a
400
lot.
gold.
We're buying a lot of items. Whenever you go into a store, if you buy a lot of things, then you should throw things in for free.
We already got the
There
key
is
for
a
free.
discount
Don't be
key.
greedy.
While they argue, do you have anything that looks like crystals?
My key was free, right? My key was free. Okay.
Okay, look, there you go. You've got 500 of credit left in the store. Would you like that cashed out in gold, or would you like
Do you have like crystals or glass or anything that looks like a wand?
a wand? Or
Yes.
that? Or a wand
Both.
made of glass?
Both. Yes.
That sounds very impractical.
It is. That's why it's broken, I'd assume.
Right, I've got, let me just round in boxes, some very lovely crystals, perfect for magecraft and other sort of magical applications. If you ever want to trap an elemental, these are your go-to thing. If you know the right spells, you can probably seal it up in there. May or may not explode. Be careful with that sort of thing. Some crystals. I'm all out of actual wands at the moment. He's rummaging around in drawers, sort of pulling objects out. Drumstick? Looks a bit
no,
like
it's okay. It was just a shot in the dark, to be honest. Do you have anything good against giants?
First dragons, now giants.
We stay busy.
Wow. Say anything about the people up here? They aim big.
Of course.
They aim big. No, I did hear that one of the weapons makers out west did come up with a way of making weapons especially effective against giants, but not much demand for them. Not many people seek out giants. I don't have any on me at the moment.
That's fine. Are you two done bickering?
We weren't bickering. This is how we always talk.
Yeah, it's bickering all the time.
Torvald, we're not bickering, and she punches him in the arm. We're family.
I believe what Ira said. I guess it is kind of bickering. But
On the outside.
doesn't mean we have to stop.
No.
Right. Well, will that be everything?
Aye, unless you have something that can make us as strong as a giant.
Or any weapons.
Or more billowing things.
Oh no, I don't have. I don't carry weapons. I am a seller of wondrous and exotic items. Also, any weapons I have for sale gets snapped up the instant I come into harbour here.
I was just talking about something to make you stronger, that's all. Not a weapon or anything.
No. I think that this is all I've got left at the moment. I've been in town for a while. Soon I'll be heading back down south again. But yes, it's been an interesting time. Did you see? Sorry, this morning. Were you at the harbour this morning? Not long ago.
Aye, we just arrived.
Yeah, because it's alright. One of my sailors came to me with, like, moments before you arrived with this marvelously ridiculous story about a flying boat.
You really
But
think there's a flying boat?
Just wondered if it was true or if I need to, cut back on the cruise rations a bit.
No, that's silly. Flying boats are silly.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
I've never heard of a flying boat. It's ridiculous.
yes, well, people would pay a pretty penny for one of those, I can tell you, if they existed.
Mm.
If they
I'd pay just to see one, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course. I'd
Oh,
love to try to pilot one. I wonder what would happen.
I don't know, but yes, I think you'd be able to trade inland with the ease we can do from the coast.
You'd probably turn into a ship if you sat in it. Huh. Imagine that, Torvald. And she hits him with her elbow.
Why do you keep hitting me?
You deserve it. You can take it.
And he leans forward, and he passing across 500 gold pieces. And he leans forward and goes, if you ever happen to, come across any more substantial tales or meet anyone who might know anything about flying boats, I have some friends who'd be very interested in the kind of money that people with a flying boat might be able to make in the world of trading.
Sure, we will do that.
We have to cast the net of trade a little wider in the world and expand operations to
And
new and
that's-
exciting places.
That's exactly what it should be used for, too. I agree.
I suppose if you gave us that silver bowl, then we could take that as a bit of a down payment and investment.
Whoa!
We'll hunt for a flying ship. We'll
Mom,
give you information if we hear of any.
I'll say you this. I beg with your trading. You've not quite got the finer arts of bargaining down, but
I
No.
have a hammer.
I like your confidence.
She's more of the muscle.
I
That's
can
for
see
sure.
that. He looks between the three of you and goes, yes. So, anyway, it has been a pleasure doing business with you, and should you ever feel the need to trade any goods overseas, please, I hope you'll consider us as the Starlight Sea Trading Company as your first choice before any of our rivals.
It'll be my second, sorry.
One can but try.
Aye, it was a pleasure meeting you. You have a wonderful day. We'll drop off the dragon parts for you.
I've sent one of my men over just to pick them up and make sure that they are what you claim them to be.
Gotcha.
Sure. If you go over, there should be someone on the ship named Adair.
Sail
and-
too.
If you could please just not touch anything other than the dragon, that'd be wonderful.
Is there anything we could say to this Adair that would make sure that we know that we aren't, that this genuinely was an agreed deal and I'm not attempting to steal your...
Yes, give him a secret password.
What is it?
Love Badger.
Love Badger, yeah.
That's the password.
Okay. I will get that done. Well,
And if he transforms into an animal, you might want to run.
druids, always delightful doing business with them.
Aye. Well, have a wonderful day. And Torvald's gonna grab the stuff and walk out.
Okay.
I've been a trader. This is almost more fun than sailing.
So yes, with your haul of new items, you see there's a few other shops scattered along sort of through Ulfborg, most of them much more mundane shops. There's ordinary supplies, blacksmiths, herbalists, that sort of thing. And bits in between, and there's not really anything else that would sort of strike you as like exotic or unusual. Just ordinary sort of traders and dealers. So, are you heading anywhere else? Did you have other business? We'll get back to Adair at the boat in a minute.
Do we need
I don't
any?
have anything else. I'm good.
We need any other supplies?
Is there an alchemist or something?
There's a herbalist.
Yeah. That sounds good.
We'll head over there.
Okay, so you head over to the herbalist, a small shop tucked in between two larger buildings. Meanwhile, Adair, over at the boat, you and Eldest sat. I would say in peace, but there's several people who keep stopping to have a look at your boat, and you hear the smashes of, I swear on all the gods, it was flying. I am not making. Oh, it flew into town. It's from the Earl of Trelbro. He has a flying boat. They're the new thing up there, apparently. Everyone's got them.
And Adair will do nothing to correct that whatsoever. He might actually nod.
And coming through this crowd of onlookers, Adair, you see two, a man and a woman in rather smart and decorated clothing, sort of fancier than the average sailor. And they walk up towards the boat and call up to you and go, "Excuse me, we're from the Star of Morning. We've been sent over to collect some dragon parts and dragon skin that we've purchased from you. On behalf of Kressara, Torvald, and Ira."
Okay.
Are you Adair?
Yes.
We were told the password was Love Badger.
Come aboard.
Of course, we just need to check the goods, and this is a very nice boat you've got here.
It is a very nice boat. Don't touch anything that you're not directed to, and he will guide them back to where all the barrels are.
And they head back towards the barrels. You see them?
Ignore
Cast a
that they're
glance towards
ignore that they're
there.
stamped ale. So,
Oh, wow! We've seen goods before in the ale barrels that weren't ale. We know how it works. I recommend you going for fish. That's always a good way of transporting things should you need.
I'm sure that would work well. I'll take that in advisement.
Well, this looks to be in order. Do you mind if we take them?
They've agreed to the trade.
They have agreed to their trade. They have received a good deal amount of gold, I think, and stuff, and items from the boss.
Adair will look at all this and just kind of, should I trust them at this point? They did, we know Kressara's involved, so unless it was torture, I can't imagine she would have said that otherwise, except to torture me.
Maybe, and Aldous seems a little unsure about this. This whole just handing it over, but we'll kind of.
Aldous, are you okay staying with the boat, and I will accompany them back to confirm this?
Yeah, she agrees. She will do that.
All right, then I will not carry a damn thing, but I will accompany them back.
We'll accompany them. All right. Meanwhile, over at the herbalist, you enter in this little hut strung with strings of herbs up above the counter, and as all good herbalists have, a little hunched old lady sat there, sort of grinding up some petals. She looks up at you and enter and sort of narrows her gaze and goes, "Are you here to buy or just to look?"
We're here to buy.
All right, Freya, you've got customers. She'll be out in a sec. My granddaughter. She's a very good herbalist.
Well, I certainly hope so.
And a moment later, the old lady is joined by a young woman who looks up over the counter towards you. She's quite short for a human. He does appear to be human though, but not much taller than Torvald. She looks. Good morning. Healing potions, yes?
Aye, that's what we're looking for.
I can tell. For 5 people, yes?
That's creepy.
Are you some sort of mind reader or something?
No. I just a little bit clairvoyant at times.
Well,
See, it's a very useful talent.
you could see that.
And she reaches under and pulls out 5 healing potions.
How much are they?
Well, should we cut to the chase here? I was going to say 50 gold each, then you're going to attempt to bargain me down, and then the tall one's going to threaten me and ask for things for free. So all in all, shall we settle it at 200 gold pieces?
That sounds fair.
Is it too late to mention I have a hammer, or did we already cover that?
Aye, we already covered it, Kressara. She's got you pegged.
Fine. Takes all the fun out of it.
I'm sorry. We can start again at the beginning if you'd like, and I can ask you what you want.
This is much faster. Are you sure you're not price gouging?
I'm sure. These are the very best.
How many?
That's a fair price, Kressara.
All right. There was a lot of work involved in killing the dragon, so I don't want your money to get wasted.
Well, we can always kill another one, right?
I don't suppose you might have anything for ice problems, would you?
You mean for de-icing your ship? I don't think I have anything for your particular problem.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that is something for which there is only one real solution.
What is the real solution?
Oh, no, ignore me. I don't really know what I'm on about. But I think you know what it is.
I've already tried. I can only hope that it's working.
Yes, well, it was a pleasure doing business with you all, and she reaches out for the gold. And as her hand brushes Torvald, you see her sort of flinch back for a moment, and her eyes go wide. And okay, well, that was lovely. I'm going to be going now.
What did you say?
Nothing.
What did you say? But we wanted to buy more potions. We were going to buy 5 more.
Oh, yes. 5 more. Of course. Granny, can you get 5 more potions for them, please? and take 200 gold off them. It's been lovely to see you. Please come back again in the future. Thank you. I'll be going now. And she turns to leave, sort of, and hurries out of the room and away from you.
What was that all about?
That was very strange.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I didn't like it one bit, but we really don't need any more health potions, so let's get going.
You don't want the 5 more, then?
No, that's all right.
Good. She didn't bother getting them out.
I figured as much. Have a good day.
You too.
I don't think I like the girl's reaction.
She might have just seen what we've done.
It's not what we've done, it's what's going to happen that I'm concerned about.
Maybe she had the same vision that Adair had.
Perhaps. That's what I'm worried about.
Well, nothing we can do about it right now, so let's get going.
Need to collect my child while we're at it.
Shoot.
Yes. It's not been very long. You've got all this done in about an hour, and as far as you're aware, Olwen is still up at the High King's Hall.
Why don't we have her protect the Earl?
She's coming with us. She's wrapped in the cloak. I will do everything I can to ensure that it stays on her and no one freezes. If there's a chance we can break it, then we should at least try.
Aye, just like you said you'd take care of that dog that you had. And then I ended up feeding it and
This
walking
one?
it. Aye, that one.
I fed him all the time. I promise I will take responsibility for whatever happens, since it was my decision to adopt her, and I will do everything I can to ensure my friend's safety.
Well, it doesn't help us very much if you take responsibility for our deaths, now does it?
I'll put a flower on your grave every year.
Aye, that makes me feel much better. Thank you. Ida, what do you think?
To be honest, I'm not thinking much at the moment. I just got a really cool cape, and I'm still kind of fixated on that.
Has Ira put her cape on?
Yeah.
It looks lovely on you, but
So you got Ira standing in the street with her cape billowing behind her and her hair sort of slightly drifting in its own personal breeze.
so Torvald hasn't seen this yet. He just kind of had like his back to her, and he's like, "Aye, I'm sure you look wonderful." And he turns around and just stops.
As a bonus action, I can make it billow more. So I'll just be like, whoosh.
Yeah. One. If I had known it did that.
I lost my train of thought.
Well, that's good. Let's go collect my daughter. You just keep looking at that.
That's all the response you get.
And I'm running to wherever I'm running to the Great King's Hall to go see what's going on there while Torvald's distracted.
All right, so
on my shoulder.
Kressara heads
up.
Ira, you see out of the corner of your eye, you see Adair passing along sort of the harbour front with 2 of the Caristian traders heading over to the Star of Morning, wheeling some familiar barrels with them. As Kressara, you make your way up to the High King's Hall. You see this grander version of the long hall that there is in Trellbrow. This one's a little more decorated, Someone's carved around the door with decorations of lots of bears involved, it being the animal symbol of Ulfborg. Ulfborg. I keep changing the name of my town. It's shocking. And also, straight at the top, this image of a warrior fighting a dragon. And good. Axe in hand. And as you enter into the hall, you are stopped, sort of just beyond the doorway, by a tall, heavy-set warrior, even taller than you. This heavily muscled half-orc. It's in armor, axe slung over his back. Goes, "Hall's closed, meeting of the Earls."
I'm with the Earl of Trellbrough. I'm part of his retinue. I'm his guardian. Kressara is the name.
Kressara. Yeah, alright, I think you were mentioned. There you go, but if you cause any trouble... Alright, you're dead.
That could be a fun challenge, and
Well,
head in.
yeah, so you head in and you can see a strange scene ahead of you as there's a table with a map of the sort of Isfjell and down into Caldis, the country to the south, and Varnek, which lies further south, laid out on the table, and leaning round it are about half a dozen or so individuals, most of them quite well dressed in sort of furs and grander styles of clothing. Among them, the Earl of Trellbrough and a couple of others you'd recognise from previous sort of raids to the south as other important figures in Isfjell. A couple of more earls. Most of them look like warriors. The only one that doesn't, you notice, is one woman in ceremonial robes of a seeress. Someone whose job is to cast the bones and predict the fortunes of raids and other activities, but mostly raids. But around amongst these warriors, leaning over the table, you see Olwen as well. And as you draw near, you hear discussions of sort of, well, I want Germain. Germain is the best raiding territory. I don't want any of this nonsense rocky bays where I can't pull my ships up. I want the best on nothing else. And it sounds to you like, like the earls are basically arguing and dividing up over, territories for the coming year's raids. But Olwen seems to have been welcomed amongst them. Like, none of them seem to be paying much attention to the fact that she's there. Sort of poking around and leaning in. And then you hear her say, well, have you considered venturing a little further afield? There's much wealth to be found on the Elbreth coastline, I hear. And then she notices Kressara. Kressara, hi.
Are
Do we
you
have to go?
enjoying yourself? No, we don't have to go. Yet.
These nice people were just explaining to me how raiding works.
I just sort of walk up slowly, and I'm looking at the map they have laid out. Have you learned anything?
Yes, lots. You go places and you steal people's things. And then you set fire to their houses.
Well,
It's really
when you put it that way, it sounds bad. It's what we do.
Oh, No one said it was.
What have you learned?
Oh, just bits and bobs. Should we go now?
No.
And the rest of them seem to have fallen back into their previous argument about trading spaces. But as one turns away, you catch a glimpse of a pale mark on the cheek of the nearest of the earls. It's a small, pale imprint, almost like a small burn scar on their cheek.
I think we should be taking a walk, Olwen.
Oh, yes, of course.
And I'll turn and start to head out.
And Olwen follows behind you, sort of skipping along a little. She seems to be in a more positive mood than normal. There's a little less fear in the way she walks, and she seems to be enjoying herself as you head outside onto the streets, down.
We're going to head not to the ship just yet. I want to walk somewhere. Kressara's going to head somewhere that's kind of secluded with not a lot of people around, preferably none.
Okay, so if you sort of head down towards sort of the outskirts and edge, you can indeed find an area where there are less people around, and perhaps just only one fisherman busy like sluicing down his boat but not paying you much attention. And as you reach sort of this isolated area, Olwen goes, "What's going on? Did I do something wrong?"
No, you are not in trouble. But you do have got to stop lying. Olwen, what are you about? These marks, what are they? You said that they a sign of a deal. What sort of deal are you trying to make with these earls?
Oh, I said I'd just help them a little bit, and in return they'd owe me a favour.
What favor do they owe you?
Oh, it wasn't specified.
So whatever.
Only a couple of them agreed.
How many did you get to agree?
Well,
5.
5.
So how do these favors work?
Well, they owe me one favour. I can ask them to do something, or, it's a common trade where I'm from. It's almost a currency to us. We deal in favours. So if I need something doing, I can offer a favour of mine or a favour that I obtained to whoever I need something of. So I can sell favours and buy favours and trade favours.
It's not much different than how we do things now, I suppose. What sort of... When you were in Swalansby, did you trade in favors there?
With a few people, yes.
I noticed something, and I want you to be completely honest with me. I'm honest with you, so you owe me that.
Yes. What did you notice?
What happened while we were out there? That image you changed. What was that?
Oh, you saw that. I didn't mean for you to see that. Sometimes sometimes when I get angry, people get a bit scared. I don't do it on purpose. It's just sometimes I can look a little imposing and terrifying. But honestly, I don't. It's not dangerous. I'm not dangerous, apart from the accidental freezing. But I don't do it on purpose.
What were you angry about?
I can't remember now.
Well, I need you to try.
It was probably nothing much, something inconsequential. It'll come back to me. I can't quite remember what it was. I'll let you know if I remember.
I want you to try to remember and tell me. I meant what I said. I'm going to protect you. But you have to be honest with me.
Do you promise to protect me no matter what? No matter what I say?
No matter what you say. But you cannot harm my friends. They
But
are
you
my family too.
Swear on your soul and promise 3 times that you won't. And I'll tell you.
That seems a little intense.
No? It's just a tradition where I'm from. Like, if you tell someone a secret, it's like, I promise.
If I make this promise to you, then it would only be natural for me to get something in return.
Yes.
You must do whatever I say when I say it.
That's a very big promise.
If you can't return the favor, then I can't make that promise.
You promise to protect me no matter what, and I promise to do what you say. Yes?
You promise to obey me.
I promise to obey me. You promise to protect me no matter what.
And you promise to obey me no matter what. What my word is law. It overrules everything. If I say yes or no, if I tell you to do something, if I tell you to stop, if I tell you to go somewhere.
And you will not harm me nor allow anyone else to harm me. In any way. Yes?
I promise.
Okay, I promise. I swear on the ice and on the snow. Repeat after me.
And if I find out you're lying, the contract is null and void. If you've lied to me or betrayed me in any way, if you tried to harm my friends or my family,
I made no promise again. That was not involved in the contract. I promised to obey me. You promised to protect me. You didn't say anything about
to obey me. What is my name?
Kressara.
And you promised to obey
Kressara.
You wouldn't betray someone who adopted you, would you? You wouldn't betray your mother.
No, and you would never betray your daughter.
I will protect you and you will obey me.
Yes. Okay. Hold out your finger.
Hold out your finger.
Looks her pinky finger around yours and says, I, Olwen Lanferius Boreal, do promise to obey Kressara, and I swear by the ice and by the snow, by this realm and by my own, by the chaos and by the order which broke it, and by the king in ice and the queen in mirrors. This I do swear. Now you make your promise, and that seals the deal.
Agreed. Because I can't remember half of what you just said, so we're going to say she said that.
No, you can say it. Make it. Yeah.
Well, then, I, Kressara, promise to protect you, Olwen. As long as you fulfill your end of the contract and obey me in every way, do not try to harm me or my friends.
That wasn't included in the contract.
It needs to be included in the contract.
You can't add terms now. It's too. You can't renegotiate once the contract's already been agreed.
True. But you wouldn't harm my friends, so you wouldn't.
Oh no!
That.
No, it's no. I can't add it now. It's too late. But I won't hurt your friends anyway. I mean, you would never order me to hurt them, surely. So therefore, it's fine. I have to obey you. Remember.
We'll continue on to the ship while I think this over.
Well, if you don't seal the deal expires, and it's really bad form to just leave it open-ended like that. You could end up in all sorts of bad luck.
Well, suppose you should cancel it then.
Well, it was your idea in the first place.
Yes, well, if we're going to make it this much of a contract, then perhaps we should write something up. Won't that be fun?
Contract. How archaic.
We'll write up a contract.
That's definitely makes sense. That's not usually how my people do it, but there's a.
If you're going to live here, then you should learn a new way.
Oh, of course.
And try it.
Yes, how very infernal.
And if we make some sort of contract in front of my friends, they can see how serious you are. They're unnerved by the Fae, I believe.
Oh, but one of them.
The ice, were you freezing? It makes them uncomfortable.
I mean, it does make people uncomfortable. It's low temperatures. You're not adjusted to them. But sure, we can renegotiate.
We'll renegotiate, and we'll write something up. But you do not intend to harm them.
No, of course not. Why would you ever think that?
I have to think of them because they are all I have as well. So I don't want any of my own actions to hurt them.
That seems fair. We better be getting back. They must have wondered where we got to.
I suppose you're right.
All right. By this point, Adair, you probably concluded the delivery of dragon parts, and most likely back at the ship with Torvald and Ira, wondering what is taking Kressara so long. And soon you see Kressara and Olwen returning back down towards the boat. Olwen wrapped up tight in her dragon's skin still. And did you have anything else you were wanting to do in Ulfborg?
Torvald's just going to hand out the healing potions. He's going to give a couple to Kressara, and a couple to Aldous, and Ira probably doesn't need any healing potions. So he'll give one to Adair and hold on to one as well.
I mean,
I guess Adair doesn't really need healing
I'll hold
potions.
on to it if you want me to, but
I'll give it to Ira instead then. Because Adair is an animal a lot of the time and can't use healing potions.
I'm trying to now picture a bear trying to get into a bottle of healing potion.
We'll do 2 for Kressara, 2 to Aldous, and 1 to Ira.
I'll turn into a Saint Bernard and we can put a barrel around my neck.
There you go. Just grab the healing potions out.
Go on, healing dog, healing dog.
I mean, we can all raid each other's pockets if we need to in an emergency, but
Bears don't have pockets.
I just figured the people who can't heal should probably have a couple of healing potions.
Very wise.
In case they're the only ones alive.
But yeah.
I can heal, you know.
Tis is the DM. I know you can heal, but like if Aldous and Kressara are the only ones living, then we're doomed. So
Hey. I have not killed that many players. Or player characters, I should say.
And I have a Fae child. What could possibly go wrong?
I don't know. It's not like you're considering making a binding pact with it or anything.
As you get back up on the boat, Kressara, as you approach the boat, you see the cat Sindri just perched up on the rail of the boat, staring at you.
You in
Good
trouble?
cat. She'll hold her hand out to try to. Rude? What? I haven't done anything.
Meow.
I got a mystery key and a hat. It shoots out rats. You could have a toy. Will you lose the tood?
Meow.
I suppose I'll figure out how to give you a rat.
There is essentially the hat has a command word, which I think in this case the command word, I will let you decide what you would like the command word for the vermin summoning hat to be. Whatever you think is appropriate.
Any word I possibly want at all?
Within reason.
Because this is always supposed to be such a good idea for me. This is why I get to make so many decisions. The command word to give out animals will be love badger. So every time I want an animal out of my hat, I will say love badger.
She's just going to be in conversation and say it, and an animal's just going to fly out of the hat.
It was a very cheap hat.
And she's going to say love badger and get a rat out of the hat.
A rat just drops from the hat.
I told
And
you I
starts
kicked a
running
rat.
off in panic. And Sindri chases after it. Pounces down on it and seems very pleased with this new purchase.
The cat is strange.
That cat's not really a cat.
Kressara doesn't really know that. Like, yes and no. We know there's something wonky about that cat, but we don't know what.
It's a very committed Fae method actor.
Mm-hmm. We seem to be surrounded by a lot of those lately.
it's what happens when you start collecting fairies. But yes, having spent the morning doing shopping in Ulfborg, does that conclude your business there? And if so,
I think so.
what was it? Where are you headed next?
To the foresty place thing. Wherever the squirrel told us to go.
So Adair, you'd know. I don't quite have the proper map for it ready
No
yet.
problem.
I have actually, if you go across to this map and get to the right,
Yeah.
it's as yet unfinished. Hence the unfocused nature. This is a quick version
Yeah, I'm
that
trying
is
to get
very
that
out of focus.
area
Yeah, it doesn't.
in view here. There we go.
Yeah, I'll have a proper one up for next week. So ignoring the fact that this is hideously pixelated, you are roughly over here at Ulfborg, and you know that you would be wanting to head over sort of this direction.
Well, if he called me, my suggestion would be, I guess we need to go see my mother. That's a good place to start.
Okay, going to visit Adair's parents. So, Adair, you'd be able to give them, I guess, a rough heading. But you travelled presumably on foot.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Until we get to the forest, I wouldn't really know, I guess.
yeah. So you know a vague direction
Mm-hmm.
of where you can find your home, and I guess at this point, if you're preparing, whoever is going to sort of take navigational charge of this thing, I'd like you to make me a survival check. Because you have a map, this is essentially your current map, but your map currently just kind of gives up when you get to the forest.
I assume that would be me. I would have more knowledge of the area,
Yeah.
but unless anybody wants to debate for it, I'll roll
Go.
for it.
No, go for it, Adam. Make me a survival check.
Somebody else might want to. Apparently, I don't know my way home. That would be a 12.
You know your way home.
Okay.
You've got an idea. So Aldous takes a chair. One's happy to fly. Sindri keeping close to her, and you see Sindri sort of shying away from Olwen, avoiding her, and as you are leaving Ulfborg and heading up in what you believe is the direction of Adair's home, the crowd once again starts to assemble on the docks of Ulfborg as your ship lifts up out of the water, dripping harbour behind it, and you hear a few exclamations of I told you I wasn't making it up," as the ship rises up into the air and heads off northwest. And I believe this is a decent time to call for a quick break.
22, 19, 1.
Stop saying random numbers. And we're back. So, before the break, we had the shopping episode and the almost making dubious deals with the Fae episode. But now we are back. Whoops, indeed. Whoops, indeed. Now we are back in the skies, as having left the Earl in Ulfborg, our heroes are headed off towards Adair's mum. And the forest as a whole. So, with Eldest at the helm, you take flight out of Ulfborg and over past the farming fields that surround the town, over the woods and up the Atta Valley, which leads into a ridge of mountains that separates the south of Isfjell from the northern part, and the Trellgrund Valley where Trellbro and Nomberg are. And as you're heading upwards into the mountains, as the sun is getting lower in the sky, it's your choice if you want to carry on and try and fly through the night over the mountain. Bear in mind you flew through last night. You've had a morning's break, and now you spent the afternoon flying again, or if you want to settle down and make camp for the night before carrying onwards.
How long have we been awake?
Oh, that is a good question. It depends if people were sleeping on the boat on the way down, or whether you were keeping a lookout.
If we could, that'd probably be the best thing to do.
But so in which case it's been a full day since you've slept the previous night on the boat. So it's coming up to nighttime again. So if anyone is carrying on trying to fly the boat and do stuff through the night, there will be checks involved. But it is more dangerous flying around at night. You can't see where you're going. So it will there'll be added risk flying through the night, but you'll get there faster, or you can settle down and take a night's long rest.
I mean, Aldous was asleep all day.
Aldous was asleep all the night before. And she was up with Adair at the boat in Ulfborg. And she's currently flying the boat, so she's awake.
Got it.
So.
All right, I guess we should set up camp then.
Okay. So if as you sort of looking around for a good place to set down the boat and make camp, whoever's taking the lead on this, make me a perception check, please.
Who's making the perception check?
Whoever would be doing this.
Feel free, Torvald.
Okay. That's going to be a 24. Or no, sorry, 22.
Okay. So looking around, sort of down at the ground beneath you, you see a sort of area of a pool beneath sort of a waterfall where you think there's enough water to land the boat, so you wouldn't need to worry about landing it on frozen ground and trying not to tip it over. But also down by not far from this waterfall, you see the glimmer of firelight. A small tendril of smoke rising up into the evening sky. It appears that there is a suitable place to land your boat in water, but that there might also be someone else camping in the area.
How far away is the water from where the campfire is?
Probably like 100 feet or so.
Just 100 feet?
Yeah, not far off.
Alright. Well, it looks like there's a place to land the ship in the water, but there's also looks like there's a camp going about 100 feet away, so we'd probably have to talk to them if we land there.
I love talking to people.
Alright. Any objections? Alright then. And then Torvald's going to kind of point out where it is.
Okay, so Aldous steers the boat downwards, and onto this small lake. Beneath, you can hear the thunder of a waterfall nearby, which masks a lot of the sound in the area. But the boat is able to find a place to hold steady, like away from the actual plunge pool of the waterfall, where the river slows out a bit. That is a waterfall, not a penis on the map. You've ruined my map now. It's a waterfall. I'm parking the boat over it, okay? I'm gonna have to add a sensible part of the map. You've ruined this.
No, now we just have a name for it.
Penis waterfall.
Penis Falls. Then you have to say you don't need the water part.
Okay, penis. So you park your boat up at Penis Falls. You can hear the thunderous sound of the water.
Wait,
all
are we
around.
parked at the base or the tip?
The
It's important.
the base.
So it'd be a little humid down here then. With all of the
It-
splashing.
There's spray from the waterfall, misting everything with a slight moisture.
Okay.
This is you've broken a dam. It's not fair. You've broken a dam. Like I can't cope with any using it. But yes. What was it? So as you land down, you settle the boat down on the water. You can see off through the trees the glow of a fire burning. But you can't really hear anything around because there is this thunderous sound of the waterfall nearby. So I really need a waterfall sound effect, but I don't have one. And also it would get very annoying. Imagine there's a churning, thunderous waterfall in the background and not peaceful music. And so you settle the boat down on the water. And are you setting up camp on the boat itself or on the shore?
I'll probably stay on the boat. I don't see why not.
Stay on the boat, yeah.
Okay. So not long after you land, you see a figure making their way towards you through sort of the undergrowth, down from where the fire is, down to the shore of the lake. And you see through the undergrowth this tall human man, quite solidly built, makes his way down, sort of pushes through the brush, looks over at your boat, and then turns and calls back and goes, yeah, you're right, there's a boat here. Definitely wasn't here before. Hello?
Aye,
Anyone?
greetings to you.
Anyone there?
Aye, the name's Torvald.
Dunno.
Donora, you say?
Dunno.
You don't know
Yes.
what?
My name's Dunno. Do you want to make a deal out of it? I can face you.
You'll do what?
You trying to make fun of my name?
I'm not making
That's
fun of
pretty bold,
anything. This bloody waterfall's very loud. It's hard to hear.
Well,
More.
come over here.
I guess that makes some more sense.
We've got a
Torvald.
fire.
Torvald will kind of walk over there to chat with them.
You climb down off the boat and walk round the edge of the lake towards the man. He looks down at you and go, you're short, aren't you?
I am a dwarf. What's it to you?
Hey, nothing.
I am
Just making
listening.
fun of you. Anyway, I was saying, me and my pals have got a nice fire going. If you want to come and join us, it's a cold night out. So
Well, I appreciate the offer, but we're going to be staying right here for the night.
Fair enough. Can't interest you in coming up for. We've got some ale. It's very nice ale.
That's certainly tempting. Let me go talk to the rest of them.
Well, is this? How many of you are there?
About 20.
Well, I'll get Bragg into broach another cask.
I don't think all of us will come. Maybe just a few.
Well, I'll broach another cask anyway.
You can never go wrong. Open another cask.
Well, come along. Come join us.
All right, I'll be right back.
Turns away and heads back up towards the firelight.
Torvald's gonna go back to the ship and talk to everyone else. Our neighbors here offered us to go and have a few drinks with them, if you'd like.
I'm certainly interested in a little extra ale.
What do you think, Adair?
Who are they? I mean, what do you know of these people? We're kind of in the middle of nowhere, Torvald.
I just know that one of their names sounds like Dunno. That's about it.
I'd love to come.
How far away are they?
Oh, about 100 feet. Not very far.
Oh, well, they were farther, so... I think I'll stay with the boat.
Are you sure?
If you need anything, just holler. I think I could make it there fairly quickly.
All
You
right.
don't want any ale?
I understand you staying back in the city because it's not really your scene, but we're in the woods. I figured you'd love to come and drink some air under the stars, but it's up to you.
I may come along later. I think I'm going to hold back a little bit.
All right.
Well, yeah. Aldous says that she will stay and look after the ship. Olwen says, Kressara, do you want me to come with you, or shall I stay here?
You can come with us, but you must keep your dragon hide on.
Okay. I like meeting new people. It's actually quite fun. I didn't meet that many new people before, but now there's so many of them.
You will stay next to me
Yes.
for duration. Don't wander off.
So as everyone's kind of heading out, Torvald's going to hang back a little bit and kind of like exit the boat last.
Okay, so Adair, are you going with them in the end?
No, I'm going to stay on the boat.
Okay, so Adair and Eldest are remaining behind on the boat.
And then Torvald's going to kind of call Adair over. Hey, Adair.
What, Torvald? What's up?
I'm just kind of curious because the last few times you and Aldous have kind of stayed back. Is there something going on between you?
Oh, Torvald, I've noticed that every time Ira opens her mouth, she has your undivided attention. Is there something going on between you?
Well, obviously. But that's right out there in the open now, isn't it?
No, Torvald,
I'm more curious about you.
I'm a bit concerned about the recent events with Aldous and some of these discussions she's been having off in the middle of the night. And she seems to, well, I mean, Torvald, she blew a hole through somebody's chest.
It was in self-defense, though.
But it doesn't seem like it was in her control. She seems a little surprised.
Well, we all get a little more powerful, and I've had a lightning bolt or two that definitely affected people more than I thought it would, but it's nothing to get upset about.
I understand.
It's not like she murdered someone in cold blood or anything.
That is true. That is true. Well, we're approaching my home. I need some time to prepare for going back.
All right. Whatever excuse you need to make. You don't have to lie to me, though. I understand. I'll bring you back some ale.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Torvald. Wonderful.
And then Torvald's going to take off.
Okay, so the three of you head up the path. It's really not very far. So you see the glow of this quite large fire burning in a clearing, and you can. The sound of the waterfall seems more muffled now by the undergrowth in the trees. And as you draw closer, you can smell roasting meat, and you can see three people gathered around this fire with what appears to be a fair-sized animal, possibly a small deer, roasting over this fire. And there's a stack of barrels next to them, one of which appears to be open. So one of the men is pouring mugs of ale out. You see there are two men who look rather similar, both tall, solidly built humans. One of them who appears to be armed and armoured with an axe slung over his back, and the other one who is simply dressed in travelling clothes. And sat across the fire from them is a woman who, at a first glance, looks human, but then as she turns her head to one side, you see that her ears are ever so slightly pointed, suggesting some measure of elf in there, maybe. And she's got this long locks of flaming red hair. And as you draw close, she gives you a wave. You must be the guest.
I heard you have some ale.
We have ale aplenty and are always glad to greet travellers on the road. My name's Mal. And
Well, I'm Torvald. Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
What are you doing out here?
Oh, we're just travelling through, visiting. We like to travel around from time to time. That over there is with ale cask is my husband Bragan, and his brother Dunor. You met before.
And again, what are you doing here? Are you traders or hunters?
We are hunters, storytellers, gatherers of songs and stories. We are, let's just say, adventurers, interested in the goings-on of the world and what people get up to. Traveling around, earn a little gold, spend a lot of gold, win a little gold.
So you're bards then?
Yes, I guess that really. I do play a few instruments and tell a few stories. I know a lot of tales.
We'd love to hear a song.
Oh, I don't really sing. You don't want to hear me sing.
Well, that's disappointing.
Sure we do. Absolutely.
Out of character, you really do not. The Shad
We really do.
I would like to persuade her to sing.
Alright, make me a persuasion check. I will not be
Can
singing.
I help you with this in any way?
I'm just fishing for a nat 20. No, it's a 17.
You can, for that, Adair will leave the ship, come over, make a persuasion check.
Go back.
17 is so good. That is thing worthy right there.
She reaches behind her and pulls out what appears to be some kind of lute and gives it a little trill and goes, "Do you want a local Isfjellian song or something from further afield?"
How about something from out west, if you have anything?
Oh, yes. Let's see. Oh, this is one. And so the goblin hordes did come. And it's a very, jaunty ballad, it seems, about a goblin invasion into a land being held back by bold and brave heroes who are defenders of the land. Talks about the mighty shield holding the pass, and lightning came from the sky, and it's bad. It's bad. It doesn't scan properly. It rhymes too much in places.
I really liked the part about the lightning from the sky.
Oh, you do? Yeah, it's not one of mine. But yeah, it's from where is it? The Fenlands. Very curious place. Very curious indeed.
Well, the lightning part was good. That's for sure.
It's my favourite bit. That's Danar slams down another cup of ale in front of you guys. Nothing that can't be solved with a good dose of lightning.
I couldn't agree more. And then he'll hold up his cup to like do like a cheers.
Anything you can't solve with lightning could probably be solved with a good axe.
No, you're just pandering.
What? No! And he taps the axe in his back. Hey, I've been wielding this for a long while. I'm not pandering to anyone.
All right then. I think we can get along just fine.
Yes. Aye. Anyway, you didn't introduce me properly to your companions here, and who is this lovely young lady? And he leans down to Olwen and goes, right, it's unusual to see one of your kind out and about.
Her name is Olwen.
Is it now? And you see him cast a glance over towards the woman, Null. And she raises one eyebrow. And then she goes, Olwen, a pleasure to meet you. And then switches languages into this soft sort of flowing, weaving language that sounds almost elvish. And that I don't believe any of you speak.
Who has the helmet?
That is a good question.
Who took the helmet?
Either Torvald or
I thought Torvald took it.
I was kind of assuming that because I took the key.
Oh, okay. Is that something that requires attunement? Or
Well, by now you would have had plenty of time to attune to it, yes.
all right. I'll write it down then.
So Torvald, you can understand what they're saying. And you hear Null say to Olwen, he goes, well, so the King of Winter's operating out in the open now.
The who?
The King of Winter.
Oh.
And Olwen replies back, and sort of, and it's none of your business, whoever you might be. And no, I think you'll find it's very much of my business if you are wandering around causing trouble in this realm. An agreement was made long ago. The king stays out of my business. I don't want to have to start sending people to deal with him. I'll stay out of the fray as long as they don't cause me any trouble. And Olwen goes quiet. And then, realizing obviously that they're very rudely conversing, Null goes, oh, sorry. Just not often I may get the opportunity to exercise my Sylvan. It's been a while since I've had any cause. Yes, so Olwen, Torvald,
Kressara.
Kressara, that's a lovely name. Denvalen, yes?
It is. Are you from there?
No, I had the luck to travel there, several years ago. Beautiful place. Beautiful place. Almost didn't leave.
It does have that effect on people.
Well, yes, a little dangerous of a place. But yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you all. Ira, would you like a drink?
Alcoholic?
No, of course not.
Oh, yes.
There you go, dear. Anyway, you've not explained what you're doing traveling in these mountains. It's not often you see a sailing ship this far inland.
Well, we have some business to attend to in the west. One of our party members has to visit their mother.
Yeah. Family visits.
It's very important.
Always gotta do the family visits. My mother nags me awfully if I don't come visit often. Still remember the last time. Bernard just shakes his head.
Who's it? Is this the redheaded girl talking?
No, that was the Donar. And his brother nods along. His brother's sort of tending to the fire and seems to be in charge of cooking tonight's meal. Are you suggesting that my male and female voices? Yes, I am Donar. I am definitely a tall, gruff.
I'm just making fun of the fact it's a British accent, because medieval cosplay is always a British accent. That's all.
Why, of course. Everyone knows that everyone in fantasy is really British.
Clearly.
In a magical land. And your mother lives over in the forest.
His mother lives out past the forest, yes.
Oh no, Idea's not actually there. I forgot.
Sorry, DM.
No, that's all right. That's all right. It's because I can see you. That's that little sticker over your face. No, I was joking. Yeah. Oh well, that's nice. The woods are always nice. Just watch out for some of the things that live there. They've been able to snack on people.
What's that?
What?
Oh, you don't know. There's all sorts of things living in the woods.
What kind of things?
Oh, well, there's some dragons that like to dwell in the forest. There's spiders as big as a horse. Hags. Watch out for hags. And stranger things. The walls of the Fae there are a little thin, so you sometimes come across Fae beings that have got lost and wandered loose. And recently there's been a bit of a fungus problem.
Do those fungus go like?
Yes, they're the ones.
Oh, I hate those.
Yeah, like just like that.
Your impression was spot on. Just don't do it again, please.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, we had a run-in with them some time ago. But yeah. Looks like is dinner about done, Ragan? He nods and starts carving off chunks of meat and offering them out. And they'll happily, the ale will keep flowing. There's plenty of food. Now we'll play you a few more terrible songs.
While one of those songs is playing, Torvald would like to go up and put his hand out to Ira.
Are you offering to dance?
Well, of course I am. We got
Oh,
to try out
wonderful.
that new thing you got going on there.
Oh, the cape? Yes. Yes. Oh, yay.
Weirdly, it sounds like there's an entire group playing.
Went from a really bad song to... So Torvald just kind of, dance with
It's
Ira.
uncanny how she does seem to have the capability of playing good music. Just seems to also have the capability of playing really terrible music. So the two of them dance. Noel playing away. You see Olwen sort of looking around, watching everything that's going on. But a lot of her focus seems to be fixed on the woman Noel and sort of watching her warily as the festivities continue.
Do you not like her? Oh,
I don't think we should. I don't think she means you well. I get the feel it's something unsettling about her. I don't like it. She's bad luck.
they've been perfectly nice to us since we've arrived. What did she say to you?
She knows something of the Fae, but look, I've met her kind before in the Fae, and they trick you in and pull you in with sweet words and kind offers, and then next thing they know, they've sold all your hair or bargained your first for a hag, or all manner of other nasty things. I just don't think you should trust her. She's dangerous. And
She's not human.
I don't think so, no.
What do you think she is?
She's like me. And the jaunty Fae violin continues. Torvald and Ira are dancing away.
As we're dancing, Torvald's gonna kind of pull Ira close and kind of like pull her, because she's taller, kind of like pull her head down so that his face is kind of like next to her ear. And he's going to while they're dancing, he's gonna say, I have this new helmet on, and I kind of overheard what Olwen and this Noel were talking about. They mentioned the King of Winter, and Noel said to stay out of her way. And she's supposed to stay out of her way. I don't like it one bit.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that either. Well, what do you propose we do?
I think we just keep our guard up and don't let on that we know anything.
Sure.
And also, you look lovely.
I like that helmet on you, Torvald.
Aye, thanks. It brings out my eyes.
It certainly does.
And then he'll just continue dancing, like spin her around and all
So
that fun stuff.
dancing activities continue, and after a while, it starts to wind down. You see, Donar yawn a couple of times, sort of in a slightly over dramatic fashion, like, "Oh, it's getting awfully late. Perhaps we should, wind down this whole thing." Noel, on the other hand, just doesn't seem to get the message, and she goes, "Right, anyone for a game of stones, or a little bit of cards, anything?"
I don't know if we can play a game of stones because it's getting cold. Winter is coming.
Oh, yes. Winter is coming, yes.
Aye, so no game of stones for us, thanks. We're gonna get back to our ship and go to bed.
How did I not see that? Oh no.
That was cold, man.
Did not get
Stone
that.
cold.
It's cold as ice.
I'm willing to sacrifice our love.
Right. Yes. Oh, a shame. Well, I wish you best of luck on your journey. All of you.
You as well. Thanks for the ale. Do you mind if I take a glass back to my friend?
Oh no, take it. And good luck, as I said. And as you depart, you see Olwen glance back one last time and shoot a wary look back towards her. And as you leave the camp, after a brief moment, Niall sort of dashes at you and taps Ira on the shoulder and goes, "Sorry, can I have a moment?"
Sure. Yes.
You're holding something dangerous.
What do you mean?
Be very careful. Don't let people know you have it. And be very wary of what you do with it. It is not something to be toyed with lightly. But know that whatever happens, you will be protected. For as long as you seek to protect others.
Of course.
And she reaches out and presses something into your hand and then turns and heads off back through the tree.
What is it? What is it?
A coin.
What? What does that mean?
Single gold coin.
Okay. Can I investigate it?
Yeah, examine it. Make an investigation check.
Okay. That's a 17.
It is a very ordinary looking gold coin. Printed on one side with the image of a ship. And on the other side, as you turn it over, not what you usually see on the reverse of any coins you've seen. On the other side is the image of a wand.
What does that mean?
And you notice, as you're studying this coin, that the roar of the waterfall seems louder now. And she glanced back. The light of the fire is gone. There's no sounds coming from back behind you in the forest where you were moments ago. It's just the three of you, the sound of the waterfall in the distance, and Torvald with a mug of ale, and Ira's coin.
What were they saying to you?
I have a weapon, which I'm aware of, and I'm safe, which is good. And I have a coin, and that's cool.
What do you mean, a coin?
Oh, it's a coin with a wand on it, and a ship, and I don't know what it does.
Do I recognize the coin? I have a coin from the gift I believe it was.
As in,
Old gold coin from the gift that we took the ship from, I think it was.
they do not look the same, no.
Okay.
The old coin is older, more worn. Iris coin is very shiny.
Is this some sort of currency or a token or a symbol for something?
I don't know. But I'm happy to have it, I guess.
Mark down on your inventory 1 mysterious coin. Okay, so the three of you, well, and Olwen makes 4. You head back down to Adair, and Aldous, by this time, is after a long afternoon's flying, curled up asleep. But it is now night, and I'm presuming you would like to keep watchers. If you don't want to, just let me know.
As she grins from ear to ear. Yeah, no, we'll just go to sleep and not have anyone watching. Yeah, that'll be good. We will definitely do watches.
Okay. Who's first?
Well, Adair's the most sober. I'll volunteer to go first.
Okay.
And Torvald will hand him the ale. Hey, enjoy your watch, Adair.
Thanks. I'll just hold on to it and wait for Torvald to go rest.
Yeah. You've received one mug of ale.
Right. Is it a nice mug? Is it like a collector's edition or?
It does look a very nice mug, yes.
Okay, good.
Full to the brim with ale. And so as you take up your watch, Adair, just make me a perception check, please.
That would be an 8. Merely the possession of the ale has dulled my senses.
This proximity to this ale has spread intoxication through you. I say perhaps you are very focused on keeping an eye on sort of events on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
You don't notice anything out of the unusual happening. Okay, so when your watch comes to the end, who are you waking to take second watch?
Who wanted to go next? Okay, I wake up Kressara.
All right.
And
Kressara.
hand her a mug of ale.
The mug of ale or random, not Torvald's poison.
That same mug of ale.
So I have the creepy mug of ale now.
Yes, you do. You are in possession of a creepy mug of ale. And maybe a perception check as you take over keeping watch.
These are balanced.
I believe you.
That's a nat 20. So come on, bad guys, try it. Try me and my magic ale.
Kressara is alert with the magic ale in hand.
I want some of your balanced dice. It'd be nice.
These are chest eggs.
I think we need to chip in and get her a die cam like yours.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're balanced. They just also always they've all got 20s painted on every side. Yes, so as you take up watch over the boat and over the night, it's all calm and quiet and still. And then you hear something off, rustling and moving in the undergrowth. The sound of something out there moving through the bushes. up away from the edge of the lake.
Kressara is going to creep to the edge of the boat and see if she can lean over and see if she sees anything.
Okay, so creeping over towards the edge of the boat, sort of looking out. You do not have dark vision, do you?
No, I don't think she does.
No, so you can't really make out much in the darkness. Beyond that, there's something out there that is moving along through the bushes around the edge of the camp. Maybe I think you're natural 20. You can realize that whatever it is, there's more than one of them, and that they are large. Something big is moving out there.
She is going to lean over and wake Olwen up.
Who are you waking up?
Olwen.
What is it?
I think there's something out there.
What do you want me to do about it?
Can you see anything out there?
I can't see much from here. I can go and have a look if you like.
Just wait here, and if I give the signal, wake everyone up.
Okay, what's the signal?
Love Badger.
You hear a... Wait, are you wearing the hat or are you holding the hat?
Oh no, it's on. She's been wearing it. She hasn't taken it off.
And something hits your head. And a large fat rat plops out onto the ground.
Oh, I forgot it did that. And she's gonna creep
Very
over the edge of the ship. Try to see he's killing me and see if she can see anything. Definitely trying to stealth.
Okay, so make me a stealth check as you slip off the ship, off towards the trees.
So 16.
16. Okay, so you're moving quietly through sort of the night. And, I mean, you've hunted before, you track things, and as you slip off the boat and out this sort of in this lake, there's a smaller stream entering the pool at this corner. Bear with me one sec. And as you cross out and slipping off the boat across the grass, you see now what it is that was making the noise. You see creeping out across the trees the shapes of 3 very large wolves moving slowly and softly out from the trees, sort of sniffing at the air and they seem to be moving quietly. They don't seem to be being aggressive as yet, but they are very much moving towards your boat.
She is going to, as quietly as she can, get back to the ship to wake everyone up.
Okay, so quietly you slip back towards the ship. See, Olwen sat up and awake. What is it? What's going on?
Wolves.
Is
3 of
something
them.
wrong?
They seem
Wolves?
large.
Oh, wolves. Great. Wolves. What's a wolf?
You were about to find out. And I'll go around and try to quietly wake the others up.
Okay. So, as you're waking the others up, it's going to them, shaking them. Torvald, you are woken not by Kressara, but by something scurrying across your chest as you sleep.
What was that?
It scurries off across your ship.
Why? How did we get a rat on a flying ship? Oh, must have been that damned hat.
And just to point out, as you have been sleeping, Torvald and Ira as well, you are not currently armored. Just to point that out, should it become at any point relevant. I'm not saying it will, just in case it does become relevant.
Torvald, have we had a rest since the Sorlinsby incident with the murder?
I'll say probably if you slept on the boat flying down. In that case, all of you except Ira have had a rest. Ira was flying the boat.
Okay. Torvald's gonna grab his axe and his shield. And how long does it take to don armor? I have no idea.
Depends what sort of armor you've got.
It's chainmail.
Bear with me 1 sec whilst I consult the Book of Wisdom.
Do I also hear? I mean, it's not a very big boat, so I would hear Kressara explaining what was going on.
As far as waking the others, chainmail is medium armor. Medium armor. It will say somewhere. Getting in and out of armor.
No, I have heavy.
Heavy?
I have heavy.
Okay, that is 10 minutes to put it on.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can hear Kressara waking the others. Everyone's sort of stirring to wakefulness. You can hear the movement of large creatures moving through, getting close now, and the nearest one probably moving into sight as this large wolf stalking forwards out of the undergrowth. And all of you are awake by this point, and you can see the wolf still quietly, carefully stalking closer, but moving ever steadily closer to your boat. And you see the one nearest the boat bunching its shoulders a little. And then, as you watch, unless you're doing anything, it raises its head to the sky and it howls. And with that howl, the first wolf leaps forward and onto your boat. And at this point, I would like you to please roll me initiative.
Ooh.
Is that 8?
Please pop your initiative order in. It's a note on Zoom for me or for a sec. Let's just fix something. Okay, was that 15 for Ira? An 8 for Torvald. A 4 for Chris. Oh God!
Mhm.
A 6 for Adair. Let me just check. Hang on. Bear with me one moment whilst I just check what Aldous' modifier is. Aldous. Dexterity +1. Aldous is not doing quite so terribly as the rest of you. Well, apart from Ira. Okay, so Ira, you see this wolf leap forwards and onto the boat, and you hear the others take up this baying howl. And at this point, Ira, the key question is, what are you going to do about this? You've just woken up, and now there is a wolf leaping onto your boat.
Yes, so Ira's still like kind of in sleepy mode. She's like, well, I don't want to hurt him. Well, so she's gonna stand up and kind of step toward them. They're like big boys, right? They're not normal wolves?
These are not normal wolves. You can see these are about 4 times the size of a normal wolf.
Ooh.
And they seem to be radiating cold off them.
Ooh.
Not quite as much as Olwen, but there's definitely something familiar about this chilling nature.
Cool. So, Ira is going to step towards them and, as a bonus action, dramatically billow her cape and try to make herself look bigger and be like, "Go away, wolves!"
I like it. Make me an intimidation check, please.
Go away, wolves.
Get out of here, please. That's
We
a
would prefer if you didn't attack us.
that's a
Thanks.
17.
A 17.
Yeah.
The nearest wolf sort of edges back a little. Like, it seems rather perturbed by this.
Cool.
The other two made not notice it, but that one definitely sort of it looks a little uncertain. And it slows for a moment as is that what would you like? Is that everything, Ira? Or...
And then I'll also go ahead and channel divinity and do sacred weapon. So my sword be glowing.
Glowing
You
sword.
said I'm not armored right now?
You're not armored because
I don't sleep in my armor.
no. Well, if you don't get the benefit of a long rest if you sleep in your armor.
Okay. I assume I had time to grab my shield though, yes.
Yeah, you can grab your shield, but
Great. Ooh. Alright. And that's my turn.
okay, so that first wolf facing Iris was standing there with glowing sword and billowing cloak. Shies back a little. A second wolf comes bounding along the shore. As these two come round to join their companion over here, and they seem to be still sort of stalking, and they look at you and you hear them growling again. Back towards Ira and her billowing cloak. This is a standoff in who can be intimidating and scary. But they are not yet attacking. And Aldous, you see, heads towards the chair and says, "Are we staying or going?"
Where else did we go?
Up, could push them off.
But Torvald, it is your turn. The wolves they are temporarily sort of at bay, but this is still, you've got your 6 seconds, this is still combat.
Okay. And the one is still on the boat, correct?
One is still on the boat. The other two are not.
Okay. And I will... Torvald's going to cast... Or what are you doing with your fingers?
Counting!
Oh, I'm casting a spell. I don't have
I was
to
just
tell
counting.
you in 6 seconds. So Torvald's gonna like lift his hands up, and you're just gonna see the air start swirling, and I'm gonna cast a gust of wind, and it's 60 feet long and 10 feet wide in a direction. So I'm gonna try to just basically push them off the boat, and
Okay.
I'm gonna yell, "Someone, get in a chair and take off."
Okay, so Aldous is sat in the chair. She was just
Oh, she already sat there.
okay. So is there some kind of saving throw for this gust of wind?
Yep, it's 16 strength.
16 strength. Number 1. Oop. Wolf number 2. Oh. So you watch as 2 of the wolves get pushed how far backwards?
Let's see, 15 feet.
Okay, so pushed backwards off the boat and backwards away. The third wolf is standing its ground. And Adair, you've just been woken up. You've not had much sleep so far. You've only had half an hour's rest, and now there's wolves attacking the boat. What would you like to do?
I will hold an action to cast a spell should they reboard the boat.
Okay, what spell are you going to cast?
Conjure animals.
Okay, and bear in mind that I think for held spells, the spell slot is still used.
Understood.
Okay, which brings us to Kressara.
Okay, so Kressara is going to run and charge the last wolf that's on the boat and attempt to shove it off.
Okay, so the wolves are not on the boat at the moment. The one that was on the boat has been pushed backwards off the boat, and the other one is on the shore. So...
Okay, I thought there was still one on, but they haven't actually attacked us yet.
no.
Okay. So she would probably just stand her ground and be ready to attack. If all this is in the chair fixing to take off, she's not gonna get off to attack the wolves.
Okay. Olwen sort of runs towards the Kressara. We need to go.
We're working on it. I think all this is trying to fly. Can you create some sort of ice barrier on the edge of the ship, make it to where they can't get on?
I don't think it will work on them. I can try. And she raises her arms, and it's her turn next. And this flurry of snow and ice blows up on the shore. This great storm of hails and snowflakes, and the wolves almost seem to disappear from sight, their white coats blending in amongst the snow and the ice. And it's hard to make out where they are anymore. But they're currently, you hear howling and yapping from within the snowstorm, but they don't seem they sound angry more than injured. And Ira, it is your turn.
Oh.
The wolves are off the boat, and they're currently, half hidden by this flurry of ice and snow that Olwen has conjured up.
So are we going or are we staying?
Are we going? Fly?
And Aldous will go, going.
Okay.
1 sec.
So Ira will just step closer towards the wolves and continue to just kind of below her cape and move her sword around.
The boat starts to sort of lift up from the water, and as it lifts up, the nearest wolf makes a leap towards the boat as it lifts up, and just as the boat starts up and leaves the ground, you feel it sway slightly as the heavy weight of the wolf slams down onto the deck, right beside Ira. But the boat is lifting up, leaving the other wolves behind in the snowstorm.
The wind is still going too, and it basically makes their movement about half. They spend 2 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves.
All right. Good to know. They have quite a lot of movement.
I figured, because they're wolves.
So wolf bounds up onto the ship. So Alice is lifting off higher. Torvald, it is your turn.
Okay. I am going to...
Adair, did I forget you?
With my held action, I would conjure
Yes.
the 2 bears, one on either
Yes.
side of the wolf.
Okay, so the boat dips a little more as they're large, right?
Yes.
As not only does your boat now have a large wolf on it, it also has 2 large bears looming over the wolf.
So the wolf. So when the wolf starts its turn is when the saving throw is. Just
Okay.
a heads up on that. So.
I'll remember that for next time.
Okay. So would they have to, or they got pushed already?
Yes, yeah. So I did it on your turn rather than their turn, so I didn't know. But yeah, they've already done their one for this turn now.
Okay. So Torvald's gonna keep the wind up, and also call down a Toll the Dead.
Okay, that is a wisdom saving throw. That is
16
a
was the DC.
7.
Okay, that will fail. Has it been injured yet?
Nope. This is a perfectly healthy wolf.
Perfectly healthy.
But it's standing
Not for
between
long.
2 bears now.
All right, it's 10 necrotic damage.
Okay, 10 points of necrotic damage. The wolf growls, and you see frost forming around its mouth. And as it breathes, a small flurry of frozen air around where its mouth is. Almost reminds you a little of the dragon.
Interesting.
And Adair, it's your turn, and could you please roll me an initiative for those bears,
I
please?
was about to say they need initiatives.
Torvald's also going to move, kind of, so we're not all, because he's going to see that breath-looking thing building up, and he's going to try to move kind of out of the way a little bit. I guess I'll move right up next to the wolf. And I'll use my bonus action to change the direction, so it's blowing towards this way.
Okay. All right, so you're blowing across just the wolf now.
Yep.
Okay. What is it? Adair?
14
When do those bears?
14 for their initiative.
Okay, 14. I'll put them in there. So they will go just before the wolves next time.
Okay. Do you need the
but
other stats, or do you want me to track that?
That's the rest of it is your job.
Okay. Well,
I think
it
that's-
says in the book the DM has the stats, so I'm just trying to.
Hey, no. Look. Look, you can conjure what animals you like. your choice is okay. If you keep the stats, you get to pick your animals. If I keep the stats, I pick the animals.
Mm.
You're just gonna get pigeons.
Yeah, exactly, or rats. I wouldn't have a problem with it either way, but anyway, I'm just telling you what the book says. I'm just a lowly player.
Yeah, but the book also says the DM decides what you get.
That's true.
Does it? I don't know. I'd have to go look. But that's
Let's
cool.
get in
I'm good either way. So you asked
Okay.
me. So.
Well, next time round, I'll pick something suitable. I think bears are fitting.
Actually, it doesn't say that. But anyway.
Hunter animals?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it does.
You summon face spirits that take the form of beasts and appear in unoccupied spaces that you can see within range. Choose one of the following options for what appears. 1 beast of, 2 beasts of, 3 blah blah blah. Each beast is considered fey and it disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or the spell ends. The summoned creatures are friendly to you and your companions. Roll initiative for them, blah blah blah. They obey any commands you issue. If you don't issue commands, they just defend themselves. The GM has the creature statistics. Sample creatures can be found below. That's it.
Huh.
So.
Oh well.
Sorry.
The end.
I'm fairly easy to get along with. I'm just. Anyway.
Hey. Look, I've always said the player has to choose, and the player looks after the statistics.
I have no problem with that. I just wanted to see how you wanted to handle it.
Plenty of enough to do.
I know you do, and I agree. I have no problem with it.
Also, I had a bard who insisted on involving 8 summoned animals in every fight they had.
Oh my word.
I have a checkered history with this spell.
Had I been warned in advance, I would have picked it sooner.
Apparently, it's an inspiration that can't be improved by the addition of, and then I summon 8 wolves.
On top of that, I will. It says without an action, I can give them an instruction. So my instruction will be kill the wolf. And I will combat wild shape into a brown bear.
Oh, this is not going to get confusing at all.
That's what I thought. I thought it'd be wonderful this way.
It's the bear squad.
It's just all bears now.
I could have done a badger, but you know.
This one's too grumpy.
Yeah.
This one's too nice, and this one's just right.
My bear has a big heart in a circle on its chest. It's a Care Bear. So. And I will lumber forward, but not attack yet. I'm going to see where we go.
Okay, you have control of your bear. I'm going to mark your bear with the little pink dot for the Care Bear.
Very good. I love it.
So yeah, you have control about where your bear is.
There's nowhere I can move. I'm not going to be standing on somebody, so.
Yeah, Olwen will shuffle out the way.
Okay.
Probably backed up by now. I didn't move her.
I'll try and move up here. How's that? That would,
Yeah.
good enough.
It's quite a crowded boat now. It's got a large wolf and 3 large bears on it.
Yep.
And so, and with that, with the summoning of bears and the removal of bears, Kressara, we come to your turn. You got a boat full of animals. What do you want to do?
The arrival of the bears definitely threw her off for a second, but I'm going to rage and charge with my. Where'd it go? I had all of this lined up so this wouldn't happen again.
That's right. This is why I like to throw some combat at you. Make sure you don't get rusty.
I had all of this lined up with like little pretty notes and everything so that I would know, because I want to do my Torvald, what is it I want to do? You know what I want to do. Not Great Weapon Master.
Great Weapon Master. Reckless.
Reckless. Yes. So I'm going to rage with Reckless. That is a, I don't have anything else. So that's a 17 plus 2.
Okay, 17 plus 2. That will definitely hit a wall. Yeah, that'll hit a wolf. These wolves were not wearing full plate.
Not this time. Also, I assume I didn't have time to put my armor on.
No.
10 minutes. They weren't nice enough to hang around for 10 minutes.
No, they were not high enough to hang around for 10 minutes. You are unarmored.
Okay, so that is 10 damage.
10 points of damage. All right. So 10 points of damage, and that brings us around to Ira's turn, as Olwen backs up against the far end of the boat.
Cool. I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna take my glowing sword and I'm gonna freaking slash him up.
Alright.
That is 10 to hit.
10 will not hit.
Cool.
The wolf lively dodges out the way, and it is the turn of the bears.
Each bear will make its 2 attacks. So I guess I'll roll bite and claws here for bear number 1.
Go.
I guess bear number 1 will be the one at the bow. That is going to be a 21 to hit with the bite and a 9 to hit with the claws. So
the bite will hit, but the claws will not.
okay. And that will be 10 piercing damage for the bite.
Okay. This bear lunges forward, teeth sinking into the wolf.
And second bear is going to get a 24 with the bite and a 4 with the
Okay, so
the claws.
both bears lunge forward, teeth sinking into the wolf. And what's the damage on the second bear attack?
Damage on the second one is 10 also, because I rolled the same thing. Weird.
This is very nice and consistent for my maths.
I'm checking my dice real quick. I think that Kressara's curses. No, they're rolling okay.
Okay. So being torn into by these 2 bears, this wolf shakes its head from side to side. It's this low growl, and which direction, up or down? Turns its head down towards the bear at the bow of the boat, and also
Did it start
towards...
its turn?
Yes, it did. Yes.
Okay, so it has to make a strength saving throw. Thank
you. That is strength. That is a
19.
19.
That will pass.
Does that only affects the wolf? It wouldn't affect the bears?
Yeah, it's 10 feet wide, so I don't think it would.
Okay. Just
Yeah,
making sure.
it's directed against the wolf.
Because I moved in, so they wouldn't be affected.
Yeah, the wolf holds its ground. You see it hunkering down against this gust of strong air, and it turns towards Ira and the bear, and there is this gust of icy cold breath as this wolf lets out this piercing howl, and I need a dexterity saving throw from Ira and your bear feeder there.
That would be a 6 for the bear.
Oh no!
I almost
What
thought you
about-
meant that. That's it's very sincere sounding.
Been practicing. I'm not good at sincerity. This is why no one ever trusts my NPCs. They think they're all up to something, and it's actually just me very bad at being. I am really sweet. Like, yeah, no, I don't trust you. What did Ira get?
16.
16. Okay, so that is a success for Ira and a failure for the bear. Oh, that is not bad. Ira, you take 8 points of cold damage as his frosty breath washes over you. The bear takes 16.
Okay.
In the math correctly there. Points of cold damage. The wolf lets out this piercing howl, and you hear the howl echoed from the 2 wolves back down on the ground. Who are sort of running back and forth. You see them trying to sort of track the boat as the boat is now sailing off away from this lake. And they are unable to do anything to chase after you. Because they can't fly. But that brings us round to stop putting down my initiative order. Wolves. Oh, this is fine. Torvald. It is Torvald's turn.
All right. I will call down. It's going to be 2 bolts of lightning, like right next to each of their ears, and do another Toll the Dead.
Okay.
That
is 17 this time, I'm afraid, to Toll the Dead. I'm really sorry.
17, you said?
Yeah.
Yep, that'll pass. Okay, so then Torvald will fire a bolt out of his hand. Actually, I'm right next to it, aren't I?
You are indeed.
All right. Torvald's gonna reach out a hand and touch it and cast Inflict Wounds as you just see this like lightning go throughout it. And it's gonna be 3. There's no save on that, right? It's just a.
It's a hit. You need to roll.
It's an attack. Oh, jeez. That's an 11.
I'll say you managed. I mean, you're close enough. You can definitely lay your hand on it, but it's mostly just fur that you seem to get. You don't seem to get close enough to actually any actual skin or flesh for it to do any harm to it.
Lame. Well, that's Torvald's turn. He's just gonna maintain that the wind just keeps blowing.
Okay, the wind keeps blowing, and Adair. Bear number 3, it is your turn.
Assuming I can move through the space where Kressara is effectively.
Yes,
okay, then I will move up and do a bite and claw attack on the wolf.
Yeah, you edge your way closer.
Okay.
So, squeak.
Yeah,
That's
what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm barely there.
It's a little negotiable.
I'm barely there.
But
is
your
going.
boat's definitely tipping. It's got 3 bears and a wolf at one end. There's definitely a definite tilt.
That is a 22 on the bite and a 14 on the claws.
Both of those will hit this time.
Oh, great.
I know.
Okay, so the bite is 6 piercing. The claws is 13 slashing.
Okay. This wolf, it's not looking so great anymore. There's great chunks out of it. There's blood splattering down on your deck. And you see it's scrabbling its claws to keep a grip on the deck against the gust of wind that's threatening to blow it overboard. And that brings us to Kressara's turn.
So how far is the ship tipping? Is it noticeable?
The ship is tipping, but your ship does have artificial gravity. So you get this uncanny situation where the ship is definitely tipping. You can see, but it more looks like the world is tipping. The dark ground underneath and the stars in the sky above seem to be tipping, whilst your feet can remain firmly planted to the deck of your boat, which is still definitely down. But the sky seems to be shifting around you.
Okay. Well, scratch that idea. She is going to charge and try to hit it with her maul. try to knock it off the ship if it's at all possible.
Okay, so you charge forwards between the bears. It's getting a little crowded up around here.
Stupid bears.
Squeezing between bears and wolves, and it's all.
You're tall, the
A
bear
little-
ducks.
Yeah, it's the wolf move. When did the wolf move, or was that like?
No, I'm just trying to shuffle. It's a. I'm using a negotiable technique of maps here because I'm being nice. Because technically, by the rules of if we just went by grid, Kressara wouldn't be able to get high. So there's a little bit of shuffling and sliding going on around here with claws and things. So the wolf has not technically moved. I'm just me faffing with tokens.
Gotcha.
I'll put it back there. So Kressara is kind of half underneath this wolf at the moment.
Yeah, do
What did you
two attacks? Do I
Pardon?
get 2 attacks when I leveled up?
I don't know. Do you? That is.
If you're level 5 barbarian, you get 2 attacks. When you take the attack action, you get 2 attacks.
Okay. So if I attack once and it misses, I can attack again, and then it would.
Yes.
We don't
You can.
have to go back unless
Yeah.
you just want to let me attack it next turn.
No. You get 2 attacks. So, what did you get?
15.
First one. That'll hit. Yeah.
First
The
one was 5. And
Oh, the first one's
second
5.
one was 15.
Yeah, the first one misses, but the second one you definitely get. So what's the damage on that? You're raging, yeah?
Yes, so raging.
You get a +2.
10 damage.
How much?
10.
10. Okay. You're now sort of splattered with wolf blood, because this wolf is claws scrabbling desperately at the deck as it is on its very last legs now, like trying to cling desperately on. As Ira, it's your turn.
Okay, let's see. So I'm like, there's a wolf on top of me right now.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
There is-
So I will go ahead and attack it.
Okay.
Once again, I'm just kind of like, I look over at the bear, I guess, and I kind of like,
Which bear?
all of them, the one closest. I kind of like glance over at the bear and try to make sure that I don't hit that one and strike at the other wolf. And
The
that's
bear's
going
busy
to
licking
be-
wolf off its muzzle.
Oh, hit, please. Okay, that's going to be 21 to hit, 22 to hit.
I don't think it really makes a difference whether it's 21 or
Yeah,
22.
sure. Sweet. Okay, there are fire engines going by. Okay. And if I hit, then I'll go ahead and do damage. That would be 8 points of damage.
Okay, so Ira, so Kressara comes charging in forwards between bears as bears are snapping and snarling at this wolf that is scrabbling desperately, trying to keep its claws on the deck. Ira used striking, and you hear a yelp of pain and anger for this wolf, and then as blood splashes across the deck. The wolf loses its grip, and as it's no longer conscious and able to sort of hold on to the boat, the wolf goes flying backwards off the boat in this great gust of wind. You watch as the wolf just flown backwards off the boat and then disappears down into the night, falling down past the boat. And you hear a distant splash from the lake. And with that, the one wolf that had made it onto your boat is gone, and you are out of initiative, and it's just you and a boat full of bears. sniffling and growling, and Sindri looks at the two bears and just you see hackles raised, and the bear looks down and growls back, and I almost swear they were communicating in some way.
Well, I'm glad that's over with.
Yeah, that's one way to wake up.
Adair will shift back into human form.
There's still wolf blood. Yeah.
Well,
I guess I can't have the bears eat the cat. I thank the bears and dismiss them.
The two bears, or face spirits in the shape of bears, disappear off, and your boat seems to move a little faster now. It's bear free, but you are currently gliding through the night sky, and as yet none of you have yet had a long rest.
so I vote we stay in the air a little more often.
Well, then we can't all rest, can we?
No. Perhaps we build a tree house. We land in a tree.
Or perhaps we don't have conversations with strange people.
Who's got the ale?
No, I gave it to Kressara
I have
last.
I'm just holding it.
So Kressara, you still have a full mug of ale. Somehow throughout this whole fight, the ale mug is still full.
How is this still full? Where did this come from? Adair, where did you get this?
Torvald brought it to me.
Hey, it was from the fire and the camp. I brought him back some ale like I said I would.
Did we all drink that ale?
We did.
Apart from Ira, I think,
And
yes.
me. I didn't drink any.
And Adair and Aldous. So actually less than 50% of you drank it. So really probably fine.
Everyone seems fine. Torvald, give you a gold piece to take a sip.
What, do you think I'm crazy?
2.
I'd love a gold piece.
He hands him 2 gold pieces. Take a sip of that, bad boy. See what happens.
Torvald's gonna down it. Easiest
Okay.
2 gold I've ever made.
It's the same ale you were drinking round the fire. And you down your ale and you look down and you're holding a full mug of ale.
Oh, it's a miracle.
I want a sip.
He's gonna hand it over.
And she'll just down it.
You've still got a full mug of ale.
Can Aldous drink this while she's flying? Who else wants some of this? We have unlimited ale.
Aldous will take her hand out and take the ale.
Is it still full?
It's still full.
We could open a bar. We could turn this into a flying bar and just hand everyone the same cup.
Ira is going to scoot over to Adair. Adair,
Yes, Ira.
I don't like what's happening.
I'm not real happy with it either.
What
And
do
I'm a little
do?
off ale after Torvald's last cup anyway.
Your off ale after my off ale.
Yeah,
So,
being poisoned, you know.
What do we do about this situation?
Oh, Torvald, I think that was my ale. I just asked someone to hold it for me. Can I have my mug back, please?
Well, it refills itself. You don't have to be selfish.
Well, I'm not being selfish, but...
Here you go.
I take it and throw it over the edge of the ship.
You watch.
That's exactly what I wanted you to do.
If anyone wants to try it, if anyone wants to give you one last dexterity save to try and grab it, but it goes
Olwen, use your powers. Get it.
Torvald's gonna run over to like the direction it was thrown. And,
you see it thinking that you see this vague point of light, moonlight glints off the ale as it descends down him.
And he's
somewhere
gonna
into the
like
ground beneath.
he's gonna hold his hand out, like grasping at it, even though it's out of reach. He's just gonna like
Wilson,
and just watch it just fall. And then once it hits it's in the water, right?
It's disappeared off into the darkness beneath, but you've lost sight of it.
And then once it's been gone for a few seconds, Torvald's just gonna kind of slowly turn around and then just kind of like slink down with his back kind of against the edge of the boat and just go like this.
How could he do that to us? Think of the money we could have saved.
gonna walk over and put my hand on Torvald's shoulder and pat him on the shoulder. I'm sorry, my friend, but I have to believe that was for the best. I hope you can forgive me.
What do you mean for the best? That was damn good ale, and it was unlimited. It doesn't get much better than that.
Never would have had to buy ale again.
And does it not seem unusual to you that you would have unlimited, great-tasting ale from a cup that you received from people who just happened to wander around, and then we were attacked by wolves that seemed to be quite large and somewhat more than wolves?
Well, I mean, we've certainly seen stranger things, that's for sure. I'm actually a season behind, but that's beside the point.
Well, we almost made the ship go upside down, so let's not try that again.
Yes, we wouldn't want to go to the upside down. It's not a good place to be.
I think it's called the Feywilds. You've been there.
I'm pretty sure Olwen is 11 in whatever language that is.
I can't.
Well,
really...
I guess you're right. It sounds a little too good to be true, but
We were just really lucky. We were in the right spot at the right time, and they happened to have magic ale.
oh, Adair's right. It's probably something wrong with it. It tasted fine, though. I don't feel ill or anything.
I don't feel different, under a spell or sick.
Yeah, but
No, you feel fine.
Next thing you know, you'll be seeing giant bears all over the ship. Just take a rest. We all need to rest and relax for a bit.
But, yes, so, are you sleeping on the ship?
I'm going to sleep.
We're like, there's not a lot of space to get, like, so we're in the water, but not close to the shore, right? Because
You are currently in the air.
right, but like where the water is.
There's a river beneath you. It's not a very wide river, and the only sort of wide sort of point of water in the area was the pool where you were at before. Other than that, the ground is very rocky. There's sort of a scattering of trees around. There's spruce, a few sort of bare branched trees, being winter. Ground beneath looks mostly rocky and rugged as you're approaching this mountainous region of Isfjell.
Well, we should probably try to get some rest.
Agreed. If we're attacked again, we'll need our energy.
I agreed.
You guys certainly like to make things interesting. Amalia pipes up. Like, this is. What's that getting right? There were bears and wolves. So I'm a little bit behind here. Like, were the bears on our side?
No, they were against us. They stole our ale.
Okay.
Also,
Also, next time, just point me in the direction if you need something, dealing with. I didn't know.
Torvald grabs her shoulders slightly and just points her towards Olwen.
not funny, Torvald. She did defend us. The other two didn't on the ship because of her. That has to count
Alright.
for something.
And Olwen through all this has been fairly quiet. She seems worried about something. Kressara, you would think a very good read on her by now.
I'll approach her and sit down next to her.
What?
You look like you have something on your mind.
No, just those are wolves. So what a surprise!
It saddens me to say that you still haven't learned to trust me. I can't help if I don't know what it is that's bothering you.
Well, I'm loath to say anything. I think I'm worried that your friends might bear me ill will.
Well, if you would be honest with me and tell us everything,
Well,
then perhaps we can help
I
you.
think those wolves might have been after me.
Why would those wolves have been after you?
Well, they looked like they came from the same place I did. I'd not seen them take that form before, but they seemed, but I think they might have been some of the king's huntsmen.
Why would the king send something after you?
Well, I've not been entirely honest about everything. There was, there was a reason I wanted to get out of the Fae, and a reason that I was in the land of copper and crystal, and looking for someone who might be able to, help me out and find me a way out. I may have slightly upset the king, and it was a good idea for me to leave the Fae and get out of there. So it was really fortuitous that you came along, and I'm sorry for trying to enchant you before. I should have really seen that you'd be helpful. Anyway.
I've already tried to help. The more honest you are with us, the more they'll feel more comfortable. If you continue to lie and hide things, then they're going to continue to think that you're going to do something to them or you're trying to hurt them.
It's purely self-preservation. You learn to be wary in the Fae courts, and people there are not kind.
I could see that.
And I was driven out, cursed, and driven away. And when I came across you, you were so kind to me, just instantly, and I admit and I apologize that I may have taken advantage of that kindness. That you think I was something I wasn't.
Well,
Because much as she sort of gestures to herself, much as I might look this way and might seem small and fragile to someone like you, I'm not a child. I am many years older than you.
she just snorts. Of course. I'm explaining that one. So what is your real form?
Pardon?
Is this your real form? What do you look like?
This is what I usually look like, yes. We Fae, some of us favour all manner of forms. There are some that get very invested in the disguises. She glances around. And some that prefer to appear human or near human. But this is the form I take now in your world. It served me well in the past, but if we're being honest, I'm worried that I may be pursued to your world, and I can offer my help to you if you will help to protect me from those that might pursue me.
We will protect you. I will protect you as long as you continue to be honest and upfront with us.
I'm being honest now.
We can't trust.
Understood.
If you help us, and you show my friends that you mean them no harm, I know that they'll come around and they'll help too.
I mean them no harm, but I don't trust them. They are, several of them, servants of dangerous powers.
The thing that Ira has, I suppose. Everyone seems frightened of it.
Oh, that looks really fun. I don't know what that is.
You're not going to touch that. No. No,
It
ma'am.
seems like something out of one of our stories. We've got stories about magic wands and all sorts of things like that. It just looks fun.
We'll do. Maybe not now.
No, I mean more that she nods over towards where Aldous is flying the boat and goes, She's one of the Queen's people.
Interesting.
And
how do you know?
That hellish cat beast thing. I've seen it before.
Where have you seen it before?
It was once an ambassador. It got demoted.
And Kressara just snorts. Sucks for you, cat. Just slings over. But if she is one of the Queen's people, then what does that make you?
Well, I don't know. This is the question. Look, the Fae courts are convoluted and dangerous. and mortals would do well to stay out of their business. But I fear I may have dragged you, well, somewhere in, but I fear you were already involved. I mean, there are many petty kings and queens in the Fae, but the Queen in Mirrors is one of the most dangerous of them all. She is one of the most powerful rulers of Fae, as is the Winter King. And there's other minor ones, the King in the Mists. He is merely inconsequential.
Is he the one that
Obsessed with partying.
Is he the one that demanded we all perform, and Torvald and Ira gave that magnificent whirlwind of just delight?
I don't know. I've been a little out the loop on gossip, wandering around, trying not to get killed. But it sounds like that could be the other thing, yes. He is.
Could he also be the king who warned me that my sister was in danger?
Most likely. His lands sit close to the borders of the mortal realm. He tends to get involved, more so than others. But there are more kings and queens of fairy than you can have fingers on your hands. And anyone with enough power can call themselves a king or a queen. But it takes a lot to make it stick and make people respect you.
So, an important question would be, what did you do to upset the king?
Maybe we should leave that discussion for another day.
All right, I'll allow you to rest this time, but I want the truth.
Yeah. Fine. Yes, I suppose you deserve that.
As long as you're honest with me and you don't betray me or my friends, I will help you. And if you can't be my daughter, then I suppose we can just be sisters. I'll take the three of us.
Certainly, I think the deal is sealed. I may be older than your grandparents, but it seems I'm your daughter now.
I've heard stranger stories.
To be fair, time in the Fae flows strangely from time here, so I've heard of people fall into Fae and return many years later to find out that their children are older than they are now, and it can get complicated very fast.
It's more than I've ever. Dinvala has its own magics and strangeness, but the Fae, this is far more complicated than I would have ever realized.
Yes.
But I still get to ground you if you get in trouble. I'm still the
What? Fine.
How about we have that cloak made into that hide made into something proper for you to keep the cold from freezing?
That would be nice.
Wear.
That would be nice. Thank you. Honestly, you have been kinder to me than I deserve.
I think everyone deserves kindness.
And so as Kressara and Olwen are, well, it's not a big boat. So any of you who are especially nosy might have caught some of that. But it was a quiet conversation. But yes, the especially nosy one, you might have caught a few snatches here and there. But as you sail onwards into the night, are you just taking rests whilst you fly? what was the plan in the end?
Yeah, we'll try to do like a rotation.
Okay, I'll work out the logistics of that. Off stream. And also using maths, calculating hours of night, length of short rests, and long rests. I'll say between. It's not a pleasant night as you set sail up over these mountains, trying to, everyone get enough rest. But that you will all manage to get a long rest. And as you crest over the top of the mountains, and as the sun starts to rise behind you, you see the golden light of dawn shining out over a forest. And I don't believe any of you other than Adair have set foot here before. And as the sun rises and you see, as far as the eye can see, are trees, reaching far into the distance, fading away this endless sea of green. And that is where we're going to end tonight, I think, as next week we head into the woods.
Into the woods.
Into
Time
the
to
woods.
go.
Into the woods.
Into the woods.
I hate
grandmother's
to
house.
leave. We have to though.